YouTube, what's going on? My name's Corporate Surf, and in today's special video, I have some very exciting stuff to show you. A little bit ago, I founded an AIM community called Integral AIM, and it's all about expressing various forms of mouse control and aim in KovaaKs and different games, and we're very fortunate to have an expert in static come and do a masterclass in our Discord. This was a live call with Wapaam, Jasper, and Snak, all very high level static players. Jasper is considered one of the very best in static. Snak has Silk Complete for kind of like the overall aim aspect, and then Wapaam has been a coach for a long time, is an expert in the field, especially in in-game translation, so we're super lucky to have them join us for some static talk. I will warn you, this is a super long VOD. It was recorded at 4 hours. I made a couple of different cuts and so forth. So it's a really long watch. I'm gonna try my best to have like an outline in the description below, but just kind of like a rough marker here. The first 20 minutes or so are us chatting, waiting for people to fill in. I think it's a lot of fun. I had some questions for them. Then Jasper has like a presentation talking about like health and your overall outside qualities outside of KovaaKs to help you. And then we had some questions that they went through just about static in general. And the last part was kind of like a VOD review, a set of VOD reviews for static gameplay. The other cool thing that I'm excited to showcase as we launch this video is a recommended guide from Jasper himself. So it's really actually just like a set of scenarios that he enjoys with some good practices. You don't have to play this as a playlist or even as a routine, but that playlist is going to be on screen and also now in the description below. The flow of it is going to start with extra small targets. So let's say you just play 1 or 2 from here in a day. You're going to set your FOV to 103 or 104. Even on that 1 wall 2 TES, some of the PBs are on 105. The importance of that is that there are not targets spawning off of your screen outside of your peripherals. But if we know we're playing static on a day, we're starting that practice with extra small targets, getting your precision up. And then we have small targets, which can be played on a range from 103 to 109. An example scenario from this would be 1 wall, 2 targets reload. And then we jump after that into wide wall, which can go from 104 FOV to 111 FOV. Recommended scenario there was RX widish wall, 2 targets varied. It's a really cool scenario. I like this one a lot. And then we go into some pressure. So one example there would be shim pressure micro, and play those on 103 to 108 FOV. So in a given day, maybe you only play one from each category, but these are all broken down within the playlist to showcase the FOVs that they should have and kind of like the target type that we're focusing. So that is enough yapping from me. We're going to go ahead and jump to the recording of that masterclass. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. So I know you guys have a list of questions that we're gonna go through, but while we're waiting on
Yeah.
people to fill in, I had a couple just like introductory things to talk about.
Okay.
In terms of static, I was wondering if you guys would be willing to call out like 1 or 2 people that might be a little bit lesser known that you guys see maybe on
Oh,
leaderboards or
100%.
that are kind of making a come up right now.
Cyclone? Is that you, bro?
The next question would be like if you could give 3 or 4 benchmarks outside of, like the major voltaic or static
Oh,
seasons there, what would be some of those for people to look for on like Evil EVXL?
like like getting the static benchmarks
Mm-hmm.
from what Jasper told me, like CA or Aimers.
Yeah, I'd go like Amers, CA, Lemon, and then
Mm.
I don't really know any others to be honest.
Lemon's a good shout. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think that people should kind of just find what scenarios they like on their own.
Mm.
It's good to play with the benches for sure to
Yeah.
kind of get a feel for like kind of like an all around static, but then I think you should like delve into your niche and like really grind like specific scenarios that you enjoy doing. I
Wow.
think I think you'll benefit from that a lot,
I
rather than
love
just like
that.
sitting there like kind of playing like
I
benchmarks
agree.
like over and over and over again.
That's a really great shout. I like that a lot.
I think Sarah's pretty well known on that topic, bro. The goat himself. Get Snak on stage. Hello, Arson.
He's here.
Okay. Do you hear anything? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yo, Snak, you have to raise your hand, buddy.
I didn't raise my hand.
Oh. I've never played the Anima Micro Bench, but if it's
Me neither.
static and it's good, yeah.
I've been invited to speak. Yo, what's good, everyone?
Hello, bro.
So excited to be here. Let's go.
You sound so happy.
I love
bro.
AIM.
Nice to meet you, Snack.
Yo, what's good, sir?
Oh,
You said it's 9 a.m. for you, bro?
Yeah,
okay.
I woke up at like
That's
7:30.
fucked, bro.
Holy
Holy
fuck.
shit.
Snak, dude, check your DM.
Oh, let me look.
It's crazy.
Oh, which one? The coaching one?
Yo.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yo, we'll give it to like 12:30 for everyone to come in, I would say.
30.
Goddamn.
12:15. It's like, bro, I don't want to like start
10?
it with like no
10,
one
I
being
guess.
in here. Like, I feel like that'd just be like I mean, it is being recorded, I guess, too, which is chill. So if you just want to watch the VODs, that's also fine.
Would any of you guys be
I don't
willing
mind
to
waiting.
share like one of your inspirations in aim training? Like I can remember like
Inspirations?
yeah, like
Like why
early
you started?
yeah. 2024 is like the first time I saw anything from Voltaic or anything like that. So, especially like more static related people. Is there anybody out there that you're inspired by?
I mean, when I first started, a lot of the VODs were like cartoon mini god for stat and like Trust, I guess. That was kind of
Yeah.
the start. And like Zam, that's like an old ass player as well. He's static focused. But yeah, it's pretty much mini god, Trust, and cartoon, I would say.
Okay, like inspired you to play or like inspired you to like get better?
Could
Push
be
static.
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly to play static, get better at static.
But I think what really did it the most was just playing Voltaic benches. I think it was Sparky at the time though, and I just never really enjoyed playing anything besides static. They just didn't feel right. I just felt bored. But like when I went to static, like it just like clicked. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like this is like gonna be the thing that I want to like be
This is
the
where I
best
wanna
at.
be.
Like I really
Love that.
And then I kind of just I just stuck to it, bro. Just kept fucking playing.
Surf, are you recording or do I need to be recording here?
I'm recording. Sorry. I'm back to one monitor, so I haven't looked at my DMs quite yet.
No
Are we
worries.
already recording, by the way?
Yes, we are.
Hello, recording.
Don't say any bad words with him. You gotta behave.
No, you say whatever you want.
Why is that to me, bro?
Yeah, it's
What?
just going on my channel.
What about you, Snack?
Bro, honestly, like my biggest inspiration, just everything is just Maddie. I love Maddie OW. My king.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. But
That's
yeah, a lot of
beautiful.
just
Oh my god.
mini god cartoon. Who else is there? Europe when he played on
Yes,
the
yes. I was gonna say
Game
that.
Lab.
I was gonna say
Oh
that.
thing.
boy.
Yeah, Rebel Ready
You're
Check,
up.
right?
Yeah. His technique was just so nice. I don't
Mhm.
know
Oh my
the way he
god.
flicked. That's basically it, though.
Also,
Mm.
Snack, is there any other benches that you would say outside of CA, Lemon, and Aimers that you would
For
recommend?
static?
Static.
For static,
Mm.
I don't think there's more.
there's
I
not
couldn't
many
think of
more.
any, bro.
Oh, wasn't there that really old one? What was it called? Like DM.
Oh, Deadman static.
Oh,
Yeah, that
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one's
that's
actually decent.
a good mention, bro.
That one's pretty good. It's old as fuck.
Shit, yeah, that's OG.
Bro, I learned about that from
That's actually-
Shimmy.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. I didn't think about that. I actually didn't think about Chibi.
You
Considering
know,
it's
the
a static
multi-click
call, that's
Celestial, that guy was awesome.
Beast.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. I don't really play or grind benchmarks as much. I think I will start grinding it soon. But when I started, I had I used to play Minecraft, and I was in the server, and the person now known as Hydro Boy was there. This guy maybe by Hian.
I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy maybe by Hian, and I was like sub 25 CM playing Valorant. All brain no aim type of person, right? 25 CM on a Hian, and I'm playing Valorant, and like I was like, maybe I should work on my aim.
You knew
Started
Hydro
loading up
Boy
aim trainer.
back in like Minecraft days, like
Oh
a
yeah,
long time ago?
way
That's
back.
awesome.
I think the guy got me to play air. Like he got the whole server to play air.
Yeah. That was I remember like a year and a half ago when he was like pushing for Celestial
Oh yeah,
for
he
like
would
the first times.
he was sending me updates daily, and his goal was mainly Astra at first, and then he
Yeah.
he just got there really fast, he said. And he would
Yeah.
do like very minimal or like stuff, or I think his main content was Dementory, like Hunter.
Yeah,
That
and
time.
then now he's like Celestial for every category, I think. He might even be close to Celestial Complete for tracking, which is crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty shy when I told him to join Jade Palace, but I'm glad I made him join, you know, like we have Jade Palace
Yeah.
Air and stuff like that now in ground. So I'm happy for him, you know. I kinda know how the community has been to him in Minecraft. But it's good to see him get accepted now. It's nice to see. That's for me, bro. Wire Up, Cartoon, and for like really in-game aim and stuff. I started looking a lot at Mini God,
Yeah,
and I was like really admiring his work and like the way he visualizes stuff. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So I wanted to like know more about how he views the game because I felt like it would give me a better perspective on how to like improve. That's kind of how I went from there, and then I don't know. I'm gonna be really honest, guys. I used to be like the most anti-static consumer guy because like I'll play this shit for hours and just not really get better. I would like do what people told me, aka just play more, right? Grind one wall 5 targets for like 4 hours a day
Oh my.
and not get anywhere for like 2 months. No, but I was mainly focused on like in-game aim, right? So I started doing other stuff. I was looking at cartoon VODs, right? I saw he's playing like TAF micro or like all these like micro scenarios, really. You know what I mean? I started looking at that. So instead of going on benchmarks, I started deriving back to like other scenarios. And then I found my progress in game to be like way, way, way higher, like infinitely higher, right? So then I stuck with that for a while. And then for Valorant specifically, I would say fixing your bad habits doesn't usually come from static or playing static. Won't really fix that. I think things like overreacting to a target or like reflex or all these other things
Yeah.
can be like worked on away from static. But once you get a hang of like having good micros and all these other things, like you know, you have good like precision tracking, all this other stuff. I think going back to static after all that is a really good decision to make because now you kind of have the foundation to like not aggravate or exaggerate your bad habits into your in-game gameplay. That's how I see it. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it has been for me and for a lot of other people. That's all I can really say about it.
It makes a lot of
I'm just here
sense.
to accompany Jasper.
Of course. I think yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I know that there are like some people who are more like aim trainer focused, or they're just like invested in the grind of aim trainers. One person that comes to mind is like Lou. He showed his
Oh yeah.
like most recent play, like his play count. I think he has like 81 hours, 5,000
Oh yeah, I
plays
saw
just
that shit.
on
That
.ts,
was
which is like,
crazy, bro.
I mean, that is remarkable, that kind of work ethic. And you'll see,
100%.
I
like,
respect it.
I mean, he's got Astra now for one wall, 2 targets, and I think that's his second most played. So I know like some people, like for him, that path was probably easier for him just because that's what he enjoys doing. But like obviously how that plays into the picture of like efficiency and also in-game translation, it's all like very very dependent on what you prefer doing and what your goals are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I speak for any Valorant player in the call, but do you guys remember the first time you launched up the Voltec benchmarks? How did that go for you guys? Because I was emo too at the time, and I was like not getting above 180 RR, and I was like, oh, let me work on my aim. I think a week of me doing benchmarks, I was Voltec bronze. I had to be bronze, bro.
Started from the
Oh,
bottom.
it's brutal.
Now we're
I'm
here.
telling you, it's actually brutal.
Pretty sure
remember-
when I started Voltaic, I was my highest thing was diamond static off the rip.
My highest
So-
thing was like gold on air and switching.
That shit was so old. That was like the wide wall 6
Dude.
targets reload one. That was like super OG.
Yeah. I just remember having a G403 back then.
Oh no.
I was on a Zowie ZA13, like the
What the
old ass
fuck?
one, bro. So I had the shit wire, had side buttons on both sides.
Ambidextrous?
Yeah,
awesome.
bro. It was pretty vicious.
Did you ever accidentally like
Yeah.
hit the side
Oh
button
yeah.
when you weren't?
Oh, all the time.
That's
Especially
awesome.
like in game too, like on Apex, because it'd be like my melee bind.
Yeah.
Such a pain in the ass. Then like my first like real mouse was it was the Fondamouse Air 58. That's what like really like got me pushing.
Air 58. What a time. What a
Yeah,
fucking
bro, that's
time.
bro, it was so large too. Like the shape is like just massive. It's like unusable.
No, I know. I've seen it.
Got yourself a brick with skates underneath it.
Everyone was glazing the scroll wheels. I remember that.
The Fortnite mouse, bro.
The Fortnite mouse.
The Fortnite mouse.
It's like, what's your first mouse? Or like the first mouse you started playing Aim Trainer on?
I think I had a Death Adder V3 since like COVID basically, and I used that until end of 2023. And I think I hit
Jeez.
GM with it.
Nice.
On Voltaic Game Lab S2.
Yeah, that's my only GM as well. I haven't really touched benchmarks in a while, guys, I'll be honest.
Bro, that benchmark low-key sucks. But it's all good though.
No,
Yeah,
I
GM on
agree.
One?
Voltaic Game Lab S2.
I don't even have every
I've
scenario
never played
played.
Game Labs, bro, like
No, I
that,
don't even
so
have every
I
scenario
wouldn't
played.
even know. I got like 10 hours on it.
Damn.
I think I got GM within like 4 days of playtime when I was like super sick. And I streamed it. I don't know.
Weren't there some like really easy scenarios on that, like pill track and stuff, and
yeah,
axie
yeah,
track?
yeah.
Like reactive was
Okay.
really goofy, I think.
Recta was goofy for sure. I was just playing Sky Switch, bro. I was watching all the Lucan VODs all the time.
Lucan. Okay.
I got really close to Nova on that, but like I just couldn't hit it at the time.
Did you guys play AimLab official at all? Like season
No.
2, 3, 4?
Mm-mm.
Like the benchmark ones? I think I played a little bit. When before Red Bull Ready Check. Like when I was hearing about like Maddie and stuff.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Like the AimLab benchmarks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are honestly they're pretty fun. Especially the ones now, they're pretty fun. They're just a little goofy compared to like KovaaK benches now.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but for Aim Lab specifically, it just feels like there's like some like floaty feeling to my crosshair, or there's like some weird input
Mouse moving.
issue, or like latency.
Mhm.
It just feels like almost unplayable to me. Like especially because I'm so like optimized with my performance. Like I can like notice like the tiniest things if something's off. So like it's pretty much unplayable for me to even launch Aim Labs. So I kind of just stick to KovaaKs.
Do you
Have you
play
tried
Aim
Aim
Beast
Beast?
at all?
I played a little bit, but I mean it's not as like really like competitive or popular pushed
Right.
as KovaaK, so I kind of like
Fair enough.
I don't really want to waste like too much time into it. Like I could probably get some good scores, but like there'd really be like no competition or like anyone to like rival them, so I wouldn't really like I don't know. Cause I have fun having like friendly competition. Like it's kind of like a big part of it to keep me going. So like kind of only being alone at leaderboards would be boring.
You could be putting up those like Wilt Chamberlain numbers, you know, on Aim Beast.
For real, bro. But the input on Aim Beast is good though. When I did play it, I remember it being good, and my FPS was like
Yeah.
crazy on it, so that was cool.
I like MVs. I think I'll be honest. When I started doing stuff again, I think Wakai did a lot to like get me into, or like, well, get me to play more. If that makes sense. The Vax Runner Engine, is it good? It's better than it used to be. It's a lot better than it used to be.
After the update though, that was like supposed to like fix like high polling rate and like mouse input or whatever. For like a solid month, my input felt shit. I don't know if it happened to anyone else, but like my game felt awful.
What polling do you prefer to play on?
Which is, sorry?
What polling do you prefer to play on?
Oh, 1K only. I
Same
never go
here.
above 1K.
Yeah.
Not even 2K?
Nope. I mean,
That
for
feel
me
fail?
personally, I think it's pointless because it only causes more CPU draw, like less FPS, battery life, and I really just don't notice a difference.
I
So,
fully agree. I love that.
I just think it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like it's like obviously like a selling point for businesses, and I mean it works. Especially like the new Fauna mouse coming out. They got like that perfect polling shit. We're supposed to dynamically change the polling rate per like mouse movement. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be. I have 2 on the way whenever they decide to show up, probably like Q1 2028. But yeah, I mean,
2028.
I just don't really think that going above 1K, especially in like KovaaKs, is beneficial.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's very
you're
noticeable.
Yeah,
my bad, bro.
nice placebo, bro. Brutal.
My bad, bro.
But no, if you definitely notice a difference, then I would say use it. Even if it is placebo, because obviously, like, if you perform better with placebo, like, you may as well. But
It kind of
I
feels like
just
anti-motion blur.
microstudies,
sense.
yeah, 100%. I definitely noticed it as well, and I have like a crazy PC that can 100% handle it. So
What kind of FPS do you get on KovaaKs?
Around 1200
Oh
on
my
1440p.
gosh.
Yeah,
I'm getting a new PC soon.
that's what I got, bro. Yeah, I got the 5080 with the 900 XRD.
You guys are balling.
So,
I love it.
I got the 400 or
I get
500 hertz
1100.
1440p OLED. I'm just waiting for the Asus 1080p OLED 24 inch to come out. That'll probably be
Yeah.
endgame for me. That will be insane.
When are we starting call? I think we can start now.
Yeah, we can start.
Maybe, unless you disagree, Surf, I feel like this is who we're gonna have, so maybe we just go ahead and
Yeah, that's
get
that's
it rolling.
perfect. Let's do it.
And also the way
Yeah.
we kind of
Here's some
wanted to
bathroom.
structure
Oh
it,
shit.
was like not have too much prepared material, because it would feel a little bit too like robotic and not as like personalized or engaging. So I have a performance slideshow that I'm gonna do at some point, which is kind of talking about like health benefits to like performance in game. So I'm gonna go over stuff like sleep, supplements, habit building, kind of stuff like that. And then we're kind of just gonna treat it like a Q&A. So as we go along through the presentation, I'll just get you guys to ask questions so we can kind of engage with you guys a lot more. And I think that's gonna be the best way of doing this.
So you made a PowerPoint slide on how to be Jasper.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Oh. Am I gonna become a true Jasper?
Yeah, I'll screenshot that at some point. It doesn't have to be right now, but then at the end too, we can do some like live coaching. Like we'll kind of limit it to like maybe like one scenario or like one VOD per person, just so it doesn't like take up like crazy amounts of time. So everyone can kind of get like a chance. But yeah, we'll do like live VOD review, live coaching at the very end, and then we'll wrap things up.
Fantastic. Well, as we get started, just thank you guys so much for being here.
Of course.
And everybody that is here in the audience. Hopefully it'll be good. And again, everything's getting recorded. It's gonna go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, very excited.
Oh, and we also have Snak here as well, because I know this is supposed to be static masterclass, but I brought Snak on to kind of cater towards like the all-rounders, because he is still complete in the Viscos benches, and I know Viscos benches is pretty popular within the scene, so I brought him on to have a little segment on kind of like all-around aim. He's also been Radiant in Valorant, so any Valorant players, you can definitely ask him questions tailored to that. I'll probably be able to do a lot of the static stuff with Wapaam, as well as like IRL stuff like health, fitness, supplements, any sort of things like that. Where did Wapaam go? Guy disappeared.
Sweet, Jasper, do you maybe just want to start with your prepared slideshow? It might be helpful just to start with all the prepared materials, and then
Yeah,
we can
bro.
go
Yeah,
live
for
right from
sure,
there.
for sure. Yeah, I can do that, bro. I may as well. Let's see.
I'm back.
All right, yo, Pam, we're gonna do the slideshow first to get out of the
Okay.
way, because that's pretty much like our prepared material. Then after the
Yeah, go
slideshow,
ahead.
we can do on to the prepared questions. We can go through that. Then we'll just do like kind of like Q&A stuff, live coaching, and then
I mean,
final touches, bro.
if you guys have Valorant questions or like whatever, too, or static related, that's good.
I just went over that, by the way, when you were.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Share screen. Why isn't it working? Okay. Boom. Should I be forcing Sheriff and armor every round? Of course, bro. That's the method.
I can share the document I'm making after yours.
Oh yeah, and then Pam's also gonna be making a document as well at the very end of everything.
After the call? Yeah. Are you starting?
Yep. I'm just waiting for everyone to get in the screen share. All right, let's go. So here's the topics I'm gonna be going over: sleep, supplements, hydration, reaction time, habit building. So first is gonna be sleep, because I think sleep is probably one of the most important things for performance. If you're not consistently sleeping properly, and not even just quantity but quality as well, you will just be performing worse. Like you can't outwork bad sleep no matter what. You can't abuse any sort of stimulants or supplements. There's nothing in the world that will pretty much be able to make you play better than getting like quality 8 hours of sleep. So first thing would be circadian rhythm. And what is it? It's basically your 24-hour internal biological clock that will regulate your sleep and wake cycles, takes care of your hormones, digestion, body temperature, all that sort of things. And the way to optimize that would be to sleep 8 to 9 hours in the best case scenario between 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Now, obviously, there's different like circumstances for everyone, like maybe you work nights or whatever, but really making sure you aim for minimum 7 hours of sleep. And then at best case scenarios, you're gonna be sleeping 8 to 9 hours. Things that you can do to help with this is going to be like 10 to 30 minutes. As soon as you wake up, you need to go outside and look into the sun. Just get some sunlight in your eyes. All right, stay active in a bright, well-lit areas during the day. This is a big one. So if you're someone that likes to play in the dark, don't do that. It's horrible for your eye health. It's horrible all around.
So
When you're going into the evening, try to dim your lighting. Blue light glasses, but they have to have the orange or red tinted lenses or also don't actually do anything. Like you see like the blue light glasses with the clear lenses, it's just LARP.
Even if
And
OLED?
then, what'd you say?
Even if you have OLED?
Yes, bro. What? OLED doesn't discriminate blue light, dork.
I was just saying in case someone asked, bro.
Limit screens 1 hour before bed. And then no, like, obviously when I say no food, I mean, like, if you have to have like a little snack or something, like whatever, but no food or water around 2 to 3 hours before sleep. And this is because when you drink water or you eat like a big meal right before bed, your body has to use a lot of energy for digestive tract, stuff like that, which is going to take away from your REM cycles and stuff. And it's going to keep your body hot. So it's going to be harder to get comfortable. And then for like optimize like room temperature, lighting pollution, stuff like that, just avoid hot room environment. So if you have like a really hot room, I'd definitely invest in like a fan and probably an air purifier. Make sure it's like a pitch black room, so no lights from like your TV. If you're someone that sleeps with the TV on, like try your best to just have like a black screen. And if you need noise, just put on like rain sounds or something. Get blackout curtains, stuff like that. Because if you just have a little bit of light shining through like your eyelids, it's gonna disrupt your sleep cycles, and you're gonna wake up feeling groggy, tired. It's gonna feel like you're not well rested. And then again, like cut food and water intake 2 to 3 hours before you sleep. If you really have to, I mean, like no problem having a little snack and like probably like less than
Snack?
500 mils of water. Yeah, bro.
Mhm.
But yeah, just try not to have like a 4-course meal right before you sleep, and don't chug like 2 liters of water. And obviously, don't
Oh.
take caffeine past like 2 p.m. That is a big one because that will ruin your REM cycles. And it's yeah, I see a lot of people like they're slamming monsters and shit at like 8 p.m. and they wonder why they can't sleep at night, or they wonder why they wake up feeling not rested. Yeah, so after every slide, I'll get you guys to ask questions if you have any, and if not, we'll just move on.
Do you want me
try
to
to-
make them like a checklist for themselves? With everything you mentioned?
If you want, yeah.
I
Okay.
have a question if it's all right.
Sure, bro.
So the 7-hour optimal sleep makes a lot of sense. Is there a point past like 9 hours where things maybe become detrimental for you next day?
Oh, 100%, bro. Yeah.
Yes,
So if
I'm
people
living
are
proof.
sleeping like 10, okay, but 10 maybe is still okay. But I would say like 12
What about
plus
14?
hours. Yeah, it's too much sleep. You're gonna feel over rested, and that can also lead to like feeling lethargic. You won't be as productive.
Hmm.
Wait, I have a question. I don't really get how the water intake cut works. It feels counterintuitive to me. Okay, so basically, if you're to have a lot of water before bed, you will have to wake up during the night to go pee. That's gonna disrupt your sleep. You want to try to sleep fully throughout the night without waking up, for the most optimized sleep possible. If you're someone that can drink water though and not wake up throughout the night to go pee, that's really good. So, but like I
Me.
said, like I would say like try not to do like a liter right before you go to bed.
Can I add on this a little bit?
Yeah, bro, go for it.
Okay, so with your water intake, of course, you don't want to drink a lot so that you don't like wake up and have to pee. But what you can do is you can like taper off your water intake. So like either like around 2 to 3 hours before you're gonna go to bed. Like if you feel like, oh, you didn't drink a lot of water during the day and you need to drink water, of course you should drink as much water as possible, probably.
Yeah.
Like in that time window before like you go to bed. Not right before you go to bed, but like 2 3 hours. So you can actually like get your water intake, feel hydrated, and actually like be able to like just get your water in. And you can taper it off also. So like if you don't drink water like 3 hours before bed at all, like your throat's gonna feel dry. You might wake up like while you're sleeping with a fucking dry ass throat, and you don't want that. So just taper it off basically. Or you can do electrolytes. I love electrolytes before I go to sleep.
Yes.
Yep.
That makes my water a lot more hydrating, and like so I don't need to have like a big volume of water. So I don't need to go pee. That's basically it.
I also have a full slot on hydration as well, bro. So that'll be good too to go over. Does consuming caffeine fuck your sleep cycle, even if you have no falling asleep issues? Oh yeah, 100%, bro. Like if you're one of those people that can like chug a coffee and then instantly fall asleep, and you think, oh, like it doesn't affect me because like I can fall asleep right after. It's it's pretty much destroying your REM cycles, your sleep quality. Like that's why if you ever have caffeine too late in the day and you wake up, you just have like crazy bad eye bags. Maybe you're performing a little bit worse. Like yeah, so you can have 300 mg and sleep 6 hours, but your body's not actually going to be resting because your CNS isn't going to fully be resting. It's going to stay like it's pretty much staying awake the whole night with the stimulants. So you'll have your eyes closed and like you may be like quote unquote sleeping, but you're not actually going to be getting rested and recovering.
So let's draw hypotheticals, okay? That's like, guys, can someone like go through their day to day in the audience and tell us what they do, what sleep, eat, caffeine, water? And is there anything you like feel? You know?
Here, I'll answer this guy's question really quickly. So for electrolytes that come with carbs, sugar, etc., you don't actually need to buy like powdered electrolytes. I know it's very easy and it's simple, but if you buy your own type of stuff, like if you just buy like like Celtic sea salt, like potassium citrate and like magnesium, and you just make your own, and you can even just buy like random flavoring if you have to, but you don't actually need to buy like powdered electrolyte already made from like a company. If you just buy your own supplement ones from like in bulk, you could just make your own every day, and it'd probably be healthier for you as well without the artificial sweeteners and stuff. But yeah, you don't really need like an actual like company's branded electrolyte formula. I have problems going back to sleep after I wake up. For example, I can sleep 5 to 6 hours and wake up and not go back to sleep. Would it be better? Yeah, bro, I got you. I can send you some recommendations. Would it be better to just get up or stay in bed hoping to get the last bit of sleep? Do you know like what may be causing you to like fall back asleep? Like, is it like an uncomfy thing, or like you just feel super restless and you're just like tossing and turning? Are you having caffeine too late into the day? But I mean, maybe if you just get up and you like force yourself just to wake up, do your daily routine type of stuff, maybe you like the next night you'll be able to get like 8 hours of sleep, like consistent. It's a thing since a child with me, my dad.
Okay, so I don't know. You know what? I had this issue before my issue got worse. What I used to do, because I live really close to the seaside, I used to wake up at like 5, 6 a.m. like between there. I couldn't fall back asleep, so I would just put my clothes on, walk all the way to the beach, reach the summit, get a nice view, and I would just walk back, and I would usually just fall asleep for like another hour, and I'll be fine. And I just normalized it. But that's the only thing that helped me, bro. I'll be honest. Like, you just gotta walk.
Also, I don't know where you live, but I would highly recommend getting a sleep study done if it's not too expensive. Like here in Canada, healthcare is free, so a lot of that stuff is taken care of. If you can though, and it's inexpensive, I would highly recommend just doing a sleep study. All you have to do is like, you go to the facility, you sleep one night there. They can track like brain waves, do like an EKG so they can track your heart rate, and see if there's anything underlying causing that, right? I really recommend doing that, or like maybe get like your blood work done even too, just to see what's up. Because if it's like a long-term issue and it's not like something that's like randomly popped up, I mean, it doesn't hurt to just get it checked out. Are you going to cover sleep stuff separately, or should we go over this now? Yeah, I mean, we can talk about this now. I don't mind, bro. Things that I like to do is magnesium. Actually, no, wait. I have that separately, Jude, in supplement section. So I have kind of like my sleep stack and kind of like the main 6 supplements that I would recommend. Plus, once you get to the supplements anyway, bro, like we'll probably go on a tangent anyway. This is a pretty popular topic. Sweden, so I'm good on it. Yeah, I mean, bro, you may as well, honestly. it doesn't hurt to get it done for sure. Thoughts about naps? Yeah, like it's okay, except the only issue, like if you oversleep in a nap, you'll ruin your actual sleep the night of because you'll probably feel a little bit more too awake when you're trying to get like well rested. So maybe limit a nap to 30 to 45 minutes. But even then, I would still recommend you just try your absolute best to get like a well rested sleep at night so you don't have to. Um, I'm not really too into like napping. I don't really know the studies behind naps and stuff, so I'm not really sure. I don't want to like touch on it too much, but I see all the time like different places, especially on like social media, they're saying like 20-minute naps are the best, or 15 power naps, 45 minutes, 2 hours. I'm not really too into it, so I'm not too sure. I feel like death every time I take a nap, no matter how long it is. Yeah,
I used to be.
it's because it's not like enough sleep to like get like a REM cycle or like to feel recovered. It's kind of just like
I mean, you're
I don't
supposed to
know.
feel more energetic after power
I'm in
nap. If you
Canada.
feel more
Sleep is covered
tired,
under our
then
healthcare. Yeah, if you have like a legitimate like sleep issue and you go to like your family doctor about it, Sonder, yeah, you'll get recommended to one, bro. It's free. It's full free. A lot of that stuff is, bro. Like if you just go to your family doctor or even just like a walk-in clinic, man, and you're just kind of like yo, like I'm feeling shit, like this is what's happening, blah blah blah. They'll be like, yo, this is free. Perfect. Like I'm in the middle of dealing with health shit right now. I have to get surgery on 2 hernias, and it's been pretty fun dealing with hospitals and specialists and a bunch of bullshit. So
damn.
if I was in the States though, bro, holy fuck. Be like almost $1 million in medical bills. Fuck that.
So static.
Okay,
I'm
I
sorry.
think we're good to move
I'm
on
sorry.
next.
I'm sorry.
Now fuck you, buddy.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, health podcast, exactly, bro. Okay, next.
Okay.
Supplements. So it's probably like my favorite one. So these are just kind of my personal recommendations that I think you should always be having. Even if you don't want to take like 10,000 supplements, these would be like my go-to like absolutes. Um, Obviously it doesn't cover like absolutely everything, but I still think these ones are probably the most vital to like gamers. So first I got creatine. I think everyone in the world should be taking creatine. Obviously past like a certain age, like maybe don't take it when you're like 12. But even if you're 70 years old, if you're 40 years old, 30, if you're training in the gym, if you're not training in the gym, because creatine is one of the most potent nootropics you can take. It supports brain creatine stores, improves memory and processing speeds. It's gonna help you feel extremely focused. What I personally do is I just take 10 grams a day after my first meal. I take the powder and I just dry scoop it. I know a lot of people have gastrointestinal issues with creatine, and it'll make them feel bloated or just it ruins their stomach. So I can also recommend them taking like the capsules. You can get the capsule form, the gummy form. It's not really going to ruin the potency too much. It's all going to saturate the same inside your bloodstream. So I would just say 5 grams a day. Assess your tolerance. If your stomach's not all fucked up, I would go up to 10 grams. Oh shit, what am I doing here?
Thought it was me.
Okay. Yeah, and if your stomach's not all fucked up after 10 grams, stay on 10 grams, see how you feel, and then go from there. But I take it after my first meal, and I never take it before bed because, like I said, it's a powerful nootropic. So if you take something like creatine right before bed, it's going to keep your mind
GG.
awake and active. So don't do that. Next would be vitamin D3 and K2. So the reason why K2 is with the D3 is because K2 helps the D3 fully absorb in the body and saturate. Without the K2 there, you'll be pissing out a lot of this D3. So you won't actually be able to absorb and benefit from what the D3 is supposed to be doing. My recommended dosaging is just 2,000 IUs a day of D3 and 240 micrograms K2. You can usually buy it in like a kind of like a or like a tub like this, and I'll have it together, so you're not having to take like all these crazy like 20 plus pills a day like I'm doing. But yeah, a lot of gamers, they don't really get in the sun often, and kind of like basement trolls. So I highly recommend taking D3 and K2. It's going to support your sleep quality, your mood, your cognitive function, and it's super, super essential for indoor athletes, gamers. And like I said, this one's also going to be taken after your first meal with a source of fat. Because what people don't actually know is that a lot of these supplements and vitamins are fat soluble, meaning that they need a source of fat to fully saturate in your body, or else you're going to be pissing a lot of them out. So try your best in the morning to have some sort of fat, even if it's like a little bit of peanut butter or like avocado, maybe something like that. And then this is a big one for me specifically. It really improved my sleep quality. It's magnesium glycinate or L-threonate, which is the version I like the best. For some reason, glycinate made me feel weird. It like kind of like made my body like vibrate, and I'd be laying in bed, kind of tweaking out. For this, I would say 200 to 400 mg of elemental magnesium is going to be your best bet. What this is going to do for you, it's going to support your sleep. It's going to get you into that like rested state. It's not going to make your mind race. It's going to improve your REM sleep, your sleep efficiency and quality, and memory consolidation. I take this around 45 minutes to 30 minutes before bed. I say it's super important. I noticed personally a big difference. So I'd say if you struggle with sleep stuff and you're looking for like a last resort option, try to take magnesium L-threonate and make sure you're getting 200 to 400 mg of the elemental magnesium. So not what the dosage says on here. You have to flip it around and make sure you're getting this much in elemental magnesium. Multivitamin, I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. You just take the serving on the back of the label per day. It helps fill the small nutrient gaps that you're probably not getting in your diet. Supports your energy, focus, overall health when your diet isn't fully locked in 100%. And this is also just going to be taken after your first meal with a fat source. Never take like something like a multivitamin late in the day. At night, 'cause it's usually going to have a lot of vitamins and supplements that will keep your brain active and awake. And then obviously omega-3 fish oils too. It's just good for your heart, your brain, stuff like that. 2,000 to 4,000 mg per day. I don't want to like tap in too much to the different types, the DHA and stuff. So just take whatever it says on the label, 2,000 to 4,000 mg a day. It's good for your brain health, neuroplasticity, cognitive function, executive functions benefit at over 400 milligrams a day. So I mega dose pretty much everything. So I'd go 2,400 a day. And then this is just going to be done with your first meal. Why do multivitamins not contain D3 and K2? I mean, fuck, I don't know, man. I think the good ones do. But the only issue with multivitamins, omega-6 and omega-9, those can have bad effects and cause inflammation within your system, and you don't want that. I would stick to omega-3.
So I had a question about this timing, after a meal with a source of fat. Could you describe maybe like a pitfall in like dietary structure where maybe that meal is missing fat? Like, could you give an example of maybe what a strong meal would look like to be followed by some of these supplements?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So the way I kind of like to do it, and I also eat in a specific order. So I'll have my fat source first, then my protein, and then my carb. So I don't spike my blood sugar and insulin. So I'll do fat first, and the fat sources that I like to consume personally would be something like avocado, salmon, eggs. And then for protein, it would be, like the salmon and eggs also goes with the protein, but if I'm having something like avocado, my main protein source would be like a ground meat, so like ground turkey, extra lean, ground beef, steak, any sort of white fish is really good. Chicken, obviously. And then for carbs, my specific diet, I only eat fruit for my carbs. It's easy to digest. Doesn't cause too much inflammation in the system for me. I try to stay away from refined carb sources, any sort of white rice, white bread, anything like that causes tons of inflammation in your system. So something only if it was a game changer for me. Yeah, bro, I'm so glad I put you on that. That's super fire.
So for an example, like first, like strong meal, something very, very simple. If I were to have like
Yep.
say three eggs, I
Yep.
could probably knock out maybe 3 or 4 of these supplements listed just in the morning, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, bro.
Awesome.
So if you take like 3 eggs, then I'd go like, because for what I do is like I said, I only eat fruit. So I do like half a bag of frozen blueberries. I'll pop it in the microwave for a minute, softens them up, it keeps them cold. Super, super yummy. And then I'll have maybe like a banana, some sort of other fruit, kiwi or something like that. Good potassium, zinc, stuff like that. But yeah, so I do egg. I think eggs are a good staple in the morning, like regardless. They're easy to make. They're not crazy
Don't
expensive
get
compared to the
commercial
other stuff
eggs.
nowadays. But they're just it's so easy to bust them out and just you can make them so many different ways too, bro. Like scrambled, hard
Absolutely.
boiled. But yeah, eggs, some fruit, and yeah, that's perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, bro. All right. Sorry if I'm missing questions. The chat's going crazy. If I'm not answering something, just
Oh yeah, I got it.
just re-put it in chat for me if you don't mind, because
You should probably double down on what type of eggs they should get, because I know a lot of people might try to buy commercial eggs, and if they live
that
in
shit's
America,
love,
that could
bro.
be way
I'm not gonna
worse.
lie to you, bro.
It's not love. It's not love.
I mean, bro, I'm telling you, for the majority of people, unless like you live in like a, I don't know.
No, I had to go to the. I mean, maybe TMI, but like I had to go with like a family member because she was convinced commercial eggs are fine because we're in Europe. Doesn't seem like that's the
I
case.
can't touch on that. I can't touch on that because
Yeah.
Canadian and like everything's from the farm. So I mean, like where I'm from at least. So it's not like I don't know. My grocery stores are
No,
pretty
Europe
good.
is also good.
But you don't have to go spend like $40 on a dozen eggs.
Not as long as it's better than
gotta get some
commercial, bro. I'll be honest, you don't need to like get the highest.
Fucking,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you don't have to do all
worry
that as
too
long
much
as it's not
about that,
commercial
bro.
eggs. Like if it just says bio on it, like you'll be fine, bro.
But now, like, if there's like a weird discount sale where like you're getting a dozen eggs for like a bit of like too good price, maybe like especially any meats, you know.
Oh, I ground beef on sale for $1.
Oh my.
I'd like.
Yo, good luck, bro.
I probably wouldn't consume that. You know,
I have proof. No, I ate the whole thing. I have proof.
Just
Wait,
saying,
bro, let me
just
find.
saying. There's a crazy
Look,
special
bro.
discount type of thing
Copy.
going on. I probably
I can't
wouldn't buy
send
it.
images.
Get some worms
I'll
in
put it
your
in general.
shit, bro. But
No, I was fine. I checked everything.
But yeah, don't worry too
70%
much
off.
about that whole like organic, like farm grass fed. You know, it's like the difference that it's gonna make inside your body. It's very, very, very minimal. So don't fall for that shit.
Here, look,
Especially
€2,
the fruits and
500
the
ground
veggies
beef.
and stuff, where it's like organic and like no pesticide sprayed. All it's all fucking. It's all made the same.
Yeah.
It's growing in the same dirt.
That
Nothing really different. I own chickens. That's
pretty much
sick,
the
bro.
difference is
That
there, but like
sick.
it's not negligible.
Yeah.
I don't know the word.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. All right. I think we're good to move on. Unless there's a few questions here. Let's see. Hello. One question, share, bro. I use a capital containcies for
I take Tyrion 8.
If you can, try to just get just L3 and 8. I'd say that's your best bet. I think that's the best form of magnesium for what it's like, what you're wanting it to do. Like if you're strictly taking it for sleep, try to get L3 and 8. I still think it beats out glycinate and citrate for sure. So if you can get just get L3 and 8 alone in a capsule. I think that'd be the best. Because when you start mixing shit, I don't really know. I've never taken citrate before, so I can't really talk on that. But for me personally, I've only ever taken glycinate and L-threonate, and glycinate made me feel fucking weird, so I stick to L-threonate. What about the fridge ones?
That vibration tech sounds pretty crazy with glycinate.
I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, I know it was very, very weird. I just felt like I was like buzzing, like my whole body was like humming. Fucking weird, bro. I don't know if I had some like stepped on shit or I don't know, man. But yeah, I will never take glycinate again because that was some weird shit. I know, bro. I thought laced mag, bro. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's move on. Hydration. Okay, so non-negotiable for me personally, I would say you got to stick to 2 liters of water a day. If you're not getting 2 liters of water a day, it's not looking good. It's a bit grim. 2 liters, yeah, 4 liters, yeah, that's proper. I think for me, in my activity levels that I do, because I sweat like a pig, especially at the gym, I'm taking around 6 to 7. I'm taking 6 to 7 liters of water a day. In the morning with my first meal, I have electrolytes, and with my second meal after the gym has electrolytes in it. If you're drinking caffeine, you need to drink more water because caffeine is a diuretic. So when you drink caffeine, you will pee more, which means you'll be dehydrated. Okay, you need to drink more. So for every caffeinated drink you have, like, you know, Monster, scoop of your fucking crazy caffeine powder, you need to have extra water with it. Okay, 250 to 500 milliliters of water, I'd say, is your best. And avoid like drinking like 3+ energy drinks like in a row or like in one sitting. Like, just obviously no, you're gonna get kidney stones. It's not gonna be fun. Just don't do that. And it also benefits as well for your gameplay. If you're dehydrated, you're not going to perform as well. So I would say don't drink too much water because then you'll feel bloated, obviously. But like before you were like hop onto your session, half an hour to an hour before, I would say like 400 to 600 milliliters of water. It's gonna help you with endurance and stamina. It's not gonna help you burn out as quick. And then during gaming as well, I know like you're locked in and shit, but you really need to like continuously keep taking sips of water. I know a lot of people are good for that though, and that's been like pushed a lot, staying hydrated. So, but like not crazy amounts during your session, but sips. You know, just keep like a bottle of water near you. Salt alone is ass for hydration. Yeah, you need like potassium, magnesium as well, like a fully well-rounded. If you just put a bunch of salt in your water, it's gonna bloat you, and you're gonna retain a lot of sodium. But yeah, don't wait until you feel thirsty to drink water. Like a lot of people are like, oh, like I'm not thirsty, I don't need to drink water. But like the feeling of like thirst only comes when you're like really dehydrated. Like you need water. 3 liters of coffee every day. Chad. This guy's now giving look sim tips. What's a look sim? Post session, 500 to 750 milliliters of water, especially more as well if you had clavacular type shit. What's clavacular? Look at that, bro. Good man. But yeah, really make sure if you're a big caffeine drinker, you're consuming more water. And then right here, I have the electrolyte thing too that I was talking about. Water alone isn't always going to be your best bet because you could drink 8 liters of water a day and you can still be dehydrated. And that's because you're pretty much infinitely pissing out your electrolytes. So I would always try to have some sort of electrolyte formula. I think Snacks did something about liquid IV earlier. That's a good one. The only issue is like it's like 2000 mg sodium per like sachet or pack, so it's like that's like a salt bomb. I think it's a little bit too much and way overboard for what you would need, especially if you're not like a CrossFit athlete where you're literally doing like 4,000 plus calories burnt a day in like your like workout session. You're literally sweating out every last drop of water you have. So I wouldn't maybe recommend Liquid IV unless you're like a crazy like marathon runner. But just some sort of cheap Amazon, just basic electrolyte formula would probably be enough for you to get started off. I'm genuinely too poor to be healthy. Yeah, it's disgusting how expensive shit is, especially just like groceries as is, like just to like live and eat food. It's disgusting.
No, it's brutal.
Especially in Canada, like it's pretty crazy.
It'll be
it's,
between like between 400 to 800, like a month.
Oh yeah, easily, especially for me too.
No,
It's pretty vicious. So
it's actually brutal.
I have 2 heart conditions, and
How
one
the
of them
fuck did you
keeps
find?
my resting heart rate high. So even sitting here talking to you guys right now, my heart rate is around 120 BPM, which is what most people are when they're doing like steady state cardio. So I'm pretty much burning double the calories that you would burn as an average human, meaning that I basically have to consume double the amount of calories because I'm pretty much a thermogenesis machine. So I'm eating around 4,000 calories, 3,900, just to maintain my like body fat percentage and my weight right now. So eating that much food in a day consistently and super clean, like my diet is like crazy locked. It's just disgustingly expensive, and I just it's brutal. 10
I had
miles
a,
of walking every day, fuck yeah, bro.
I had a question about using electrolytes strategically.
Sure.
Is there any so like is there like a stagger that you should do to it? So like perhaps if I had a pre-session water and then like
Okay.
gaming electrolytes and then post-session water, would that be like a fair model, or is there maybe a better
Yeah.
way? Okay.
My like kind of like baseline recommendation for electrolyte usage, I would say in the morning is like prime time because
Oh,
you
okay.
wake up, your body is extremely dehydrated. You know what I mean? Like you've
Mm-hmm.
gone like 8 hours now without eating or like drinking anything. That first pee you take in the morning, probably yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good sign that you're
What?
dehydrated. So what I would recommend you do is take electrolytes first thing in the morning,
Gotcha.
and then your second dose would be like probably somewhere like after like maybe your
Mm-hmm.
training either being like KovaaKs in the gym, something like that. Um, but just don't abuse them. Like I know a lot of people like they think they need to take like 4 doses of electrolytes a day. It's just one, it's a waste of money. 2, it's just there's no point. So that's when I kind of say like use it strategically. You'd use it when you need it, because it will last long in your body. You know what I mean? Like the effects are gonna last like throughout the day. So like you
Yeah.
don't really have to take it like every like hour or so.
Would it be
But
silly to use like Gatorade or Powerade as an electrolyte supplement,
yeah.
or
Oh
okay?
yeah, 100%. Just due to the fact that the dosages are like super small. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like nothing. And
I
then
see.
especially if you get like the zero sugar stuff, it's like artificial sweetener bomb. So it's gonna destroy your gut health. So many bad side effects to artificial sweeteners. Um, and then obviously if you get like the full sugar stuff, it's like almost like 70 to 90 grams of sugar for
Oh
like a
man.
full like like 750 to a liter bottle, and that's just crazy. So instead of like doing what you wanted to do, to like hydrate you, get those electrolytes in, it's pretty much just like spiking your blood sugar. It's gonna bloat you, it's gonna make you feel like shit, and you're gonna crash from the amount of sugar. So I would say stick to non like already like made electrolyte drinks. So like anything like Powerade, Gatorade. Something that I personally do is I drink coconut water. Pedialyte is a good shout as well. Oh yeah, Poison says right there. Yeah, has good electrolytes. Yeah, 100%. I mix my coconut water with my caffeine powder that I take, so I'm getting kind of like a double whammy, which is super fire. My first water of the day is a packet of liquid IV with sugar. Do I keep doing that, or diff companies or sugar version? So yeah, that's also what I was gonna say to the liquid IV is they have like a bunch of carbs in it for like no reason. And that's what I was saying. I think it's more catered to like the high performance athletes that are like literally sweating bullets at the gym. Like they're doing like some crazy circuit HIIT, like something like that. And also, like I said, with the liquid IV, man, there's so much sodium in it that like I just think it's just way too much. I think it's a little bit counterintuitive. So I would say one. I don't know where you're from, but the brand that I use a lot is called. I don't know if it's Canadian, but that's the brand I use. But I'm sure like if you were to like kind of like send me like a few that would like pop up on your Amazon when you search up electrolytes and you just like send it to my DM, I could like pick you out a good one. I have no problem helping you guys out with that. How much water should I be drinking during intense exercise like boxing? Yeah, so see this. So that's like that would be where I would like cater something towards like the liquid IV or like something like that, where you actually like would utilize the high amounts of sodium, the little bit of like carbs it has. Like, I think it has like 10 grams of carbs in there. Just kind of like replenish the glycogen as you're going along with your boxing, because usually it's like a long term, it's like a 2-hour session, you know, you're doing like bag work and then you're sparring. So I would say if you're doing something like boxing where you're literally just like sweating, you know, high intensity, then I think it's fair that you can do like something like liquid IV. I want to be careful guarding these because my family has a history of kidney diseases. Yeah, always keep up on your blood work. I recommend everyone get like that type of stuff done, especially if there's like family history with stuff. Please always go get your blood work done at least once a year, minimum once a year.
Really?
Oh, minimum. And I go, well, I have to go a lot more for my heart conditions, but I've never done it. Bro, you're in Canada, brother. It's free. Go get that shit done. Go to Life Labs, get that shit done. You will not regret it. 32 and never done that either. Holy fuck, man. Go get that shit done. Even if you feel amazing.
How are you
You
guys
can
not getting
feel...
blood work done? What?
This is what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? You guys care about performance? Come on. Gotta lock in. I'm low-key scared to do that shit. Yeah, man, I know. It is kind of a scary thing. But like I said, it's better to catch some shit early, because you know what I mean? You don't want to like one day be like, oh, like maybe I should go get it done. You like start to like consistently feel like shit, and then like finally you go get it done. It's like, oh, fuck's too late. Bad. Scheduling today, good. But yeah, I always recommend just like literally minimum once a year. Then you're good. Just once a year, just to check your markers. You know, maybe like you need to stop eating, you know, or your cholesterol's too high, something you need to like add in, whatever. But it's just good to know. Catches stuff early. You know, it could explain why maybe your sleep's bad, or why your energy feels so slow, why you're putting on weird excess weight, maybe even though you're eating a like caloric deficit, or something weird's going on in your body, weird pain somewhere, stuff like that. It's better to go get it checked out. It takes no bullshit 5 minutes throughout the whole thing. You walk in, you sit down, you know, they fucking tie the band around your arm, get your veins popping, poke you a little bit, and then you go home. Done. Once a year. Dunzo. And it's just
I used to do it so much.
so important.
Bro, I used to do it so much because of Accutane. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're on medication as well. Like, you need to be getting your blood work done. And age doesn't discriminate. You can be 12 years old, you can be 70 years old. All gotta get it the same, man. And like I said too, there is the whole thing where like I don't know where you are in the world and you do have to pay, which that kind of sucks, which is why I'm saying once a year is cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend just getting it done. Like there's no downsides to it.
Yeah,
For
it's an
sure.
investment in yourself. Like even if you're in the States, you should be doing it.
Yep, no, for sure. I recommend that to everyone. I have to pay like 100 for not even a full check. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. That is just it's fucking brutal, bro. And that's just for like basic living too. Like that's like something like I would consider like a non-negotiable. Like that's just like something I think everyone should have access to. And it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just craziness to me. Bro, I'm an ass. I get it for free from my work's medical insurance and just don't go. Yeah, I mean, you got to abuse that shit. If you get free stuff from work, especially if you live in the States, like you really do need to go and definitely take advantage of what you're getting. That's super huge. Because a lot of people don't have that, right? And they'd kill for that type of thing. Like I said, like Bosch, it's $100 for him, and it's not even for a full checkup. Like, that is fucked. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, guys. 300 for
No
me.
way. Dude.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's like a full day's of work. Like, that's just insane.
Bro. What the fuck?
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, moving
Next
on.
slide.
Yep. Reaction time. It's not too much written down for this. I'm gonna get Wapaam probably to like add on to this a little bit. So I'm not too versed into reaction time, but I know it's like a popular topic for people. Everyone's talking about reaction time, BRT, blah blah blah. So I just kind of put down a little bit of pointers, and maybe I'll let Pam talk about this one if he wants. But I'll just go over the simple things that I have written down, then he can add on to it. So there's two types: simple reaction time and then choice reaction time. Simple is going to be responding to one stimulus. So when you click, when the screen changes, so like the human benchmark thing, very, very popular among the community. You see everyone posting their little numbers when they're pre-firing at like 10 ms, and they're like, oh, I'm the best in the world. But next one is going to be choice reaction time, which is choosing the correct response. So that's going to be what matters in game scenarios the most.
That's what I focus on.
Yeah. Like the simple reaction time is kind of a bit of a LARP, but choice reaction time is when it really matters. That's when it's like down to like if you kill the person or not. Like that's what it's going to matter. So you want to avoid common mistakes, which is sitting there grinding reaction tests. Like no, sitting there clicking the green square isn't going to make you a better player. It's not going to boost your reaction time. It's not going to do anything. Only training simple reactions, which kind of goes hand in hand with this one, but that's just like the human benchmark test. Ignoring sleep and fatigue. Know when to stop playing. Don't play 10 hours of ranked because you want to rank up. Just don't do it. Okay? You got to take care of your body. You got to rest up. You got to recover. And focusing on speed over accuracy at first. You always want to focus on accuracy first, build off that foundation, and then you can deliver the speed. I could even show an old VOD of mine if you guys want, which shows me. Who did I send it to? Let me see.
Not me.
It's fuck. Who did I send that to? Let's see here. Oh fuck's sakes. But you'll see, like when I trained, it was. 1 second, I'll send it to my Discord. But yeah, when I started, I knew that the best way for me to become the best was to start from the ground up, build my technique, built off accuracy, so straight lines from target to target, right? Don't do any of this crazy flashy shit, and then build speed off of a perfected technique at a slower pace. Let me pull this up for you guys though really quickly, and I'll kind of explain what I'm talking about. All right, share. Let's see. All right, let's pull it up. Boop. All right. This would have been 5 years ago, so 2021. 1 wall, 6 targets, TE 195. So I'm really just focusing on like smooth technique, higher AC. Nothing.
Someone
crazy.
just says shimmy tech.
Yeah, bro. Shimmy tech.
Got the explosions on too. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You killed target popping up.
Yeah.
High AC is hell for me. Hey man. Me too, but that's specifically because I'm trying to push like unreal speed and scores. So like sometimes you'll see me having like 89 AC the world record or 84 AC the world record, and it's strictly because like I am aping as fast as I humanly can to try to push out these just like inhuman scores. And there's just I don't think I would ever want a world record with 100% AC because that just means that I could have went faster. Unless it's like 2K 106 targets, right? That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, I really started off just like perfecting the technique, build the speed off that. But just straight lines, target to target. You don't see any of these like weird jaggedy like corrections. Everything's just kind of slow, smooth, controlled. What about that crazy 100% act you got? That was nutty. Or the recent one? Yeah, that was pretty sick. I can't lie.
There were 500,000 players on this 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's
Dude, it was
pretty
crazy. Yeah, this one. This is a pretty crazy VOD. But this is probably the only 100% accuracy VOD of me you'll probably ever see. I'm not gonna lie. Especially, I don't know. It's kind of like a one-off thing, but it's pretty much textbook perfect in terms of like static. I don't really think you can get much better than this unless you hit more targets. But all right. Was the first VOD you showed played on your normal sense? Oh shit. You know what? Okay, let me go back to that actually. I'll talk about that too a little bit. So back then I was super into Destiny 2. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with the game, but I was super into that game. So all my senses were done on Destiny sense, which was I think 69.27 cm. Dead game, yeah, bro, it's disgusting. But this is like Forsaken, bro. This is like Forsaken PvP, like scrims, like this is like peak living, peak life, peak gaming, peak everything. This is like spare benders. But yeah, so this was all done at around 70 cm. So even back then, bro, I was still playing on like a lower than average sense, I would say. Even if I played like something like CSGO, something like that, I was playing around 80 to 90 cm. Even when I got my computer in 2017, I think in Fortnite I was playing extremely slow too. I think I've always just preferred using my arm to aim. I enjoyed feeling engaged. I don't feel that same way when I play like a high sense. I don't know what it is, but just having like just wrist movement or like just fingertip, I don't get that same feeling when like I just like using like my full arm to like move around. So I think from like way back then, that's when I kind of just developed enjoying lower sense more and just sticking to it. Do I have any Rainbow RBW clips? I don't know what that is. Unless I'm a Rainbow Six. Oh, my bad, bro. But yeah, I think this is done at like 69 cm. Let's see. Yeah, 69 cm. Cool. And then also starting off too with my static career, I played only speed clicking. Funny enough. So me playing KovaaKs at the beginning started off as a friendly bet between me and my IRLs on Jumbo Tell Frenzy on who could push the highest score. And I think that was in 2019 or 2020. And yeah, we pretty much sat there and played Jumbo Tell Frenzy for like hours. And I think that stayed like that for like months. And I only played speed clicking. So I think I think a lot of like my speed and like click confirmation stuff like that comes from the speed clicking times.
You're not allowed to have benefited from speed clicking.
Yeah. So I think that was cool. And then obviously I kind of went into my niche, which was extra small. Played extra small for like a full year straight in 2023 to like 2024. I fell in love with extra small dots, grinded it, and when I went back to like regular size dots, games felt 10x easier. So if you're someone that wants to push static scores, I highly recommend trying to do like 2-week circuit of just extra small scenarios and 2-dot scenarios. That would be my personal recommendation. If you're good at 2-dot scenarios for static, you will be good at any static. It's almost impossible to not be. So
you want to add on to that, Snak?
I am yelling, bro. Passion's oozing.
I think Jasper got it.
All right, bro.
But yeah, if you're looking to get good at multiple dot scenarios, but you feel like your speed's lacking, your explosivity's lacking, something like that, play some extra small dots, play some 2-target scenarios, and stick with it for like a month straight. Don't play anything else. Get really good at 2-dot scenarios. You will improve as a player. You will. Which 2-dot sends? Let me make a list in chat for you guys right now.
Top of your head, that's crazy.
Vertical flex V2. 1-2 targets.
While he's typing out, just for everybody, we'll follow up with routines
Yeah.
that contain all the lists. So
Yeah, don't worry about this. Yeah, don't worry. Something like this though, especially like the 1-2 targets reload, because there are RNG flicks where the spawns are going to be off your screen. It's just super good for training those like crazy long adjustments and wide adjustments and getting your arm engaged, stuff like that. But like I was saying, like if you're good at 2-target scenarios, you're going to be good at all static. Because I think 2-target and extra small are going to be the hardest. All right. We go back. We finish it up. Did you want to add anything onto the reaction time with Pam?
Hello? Is my mic working?
Yeah, hello?
Okay. I mean, there are connections to like having a low VRT could be like an indicator of how fast you process information in general.
Yep.
Like it could indicate you learn stuff pretty fast, or like you might need like sometimes things to be more challenging rather than easy to learn. But other than that, really just hard focus on choice reaction time. You know, there's pro players that are like 170 ms or higher on VRT and really just struggle. Not struggle, but like they'll be really good in game, you know, but they'll struggle on a VRT test. But they'll still look faster than someone with like a 110 ms VRT. Not much to do about that. As for choice reaction time, there's also like a correlation between having the wrong reaction in general to a situation linked to how fast you react. So like it kind of goes hand in hand with pressure. So replicating the same type of pressure you could feel in game onto KovaaKs is probably the biggest thing to work on if you really want better in-game aim.
And
So
this
there's
also
probably
is
like a
too,
lot of
is,
static scenarios that could help with that, or like
train
TAF
anticipation
scenarios.
too. It's very
Yeah.
important. Like you need to be able to have the ability and like skill to predict. Like you need to always anticipate, like especially in like Valorant, CS, Rainbow Six. If you're swinging a corner, always have to be ready for a gunfight. You know, crosshairs leveled. You're like ready. You're not autopiloting. You're actively aiming. Like you're ready to take the gunfight, which is one I want to go into as well for the autopilot thing, because I was asked what the optimal session time is for KovaaKs. I see all these people have like a session timer of 2 to 3 hours. I just don't think that's worth it. I think that's a waste of your time. You're not going to learn. You're not going to progress. Me personally, I play 30 minutes to an hour max. And that's because I feel the most engaged and active in that time. I feel like anything over, I'm just going to sit there and kind of be in autopilot mode. I'm just kind of flicking to flick. I'm just playing to play. I'm not really going to push any world records. I'm not going to push score. I'm not going to progress my technique. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm just playing the game to play. And you're wasting your time. So, I mean, it definitely depends on the person, but there's no real human unless you're taking like prescription medication that you're going to be able to sit there and play KovaaKs for 2 to 3 hours, fully locked in with zero autopilot. Make your time count, exactly. It's like at the gym. You're not going to be at the gym for 2 to 3 hours. You're wasting your time. You know what I mean? That's just stupid. 45 minutes to an hour is all you need. You want to try to optimize it as much as possible. I can play for multiple hours and feel engaged if I care about it enough, for sure. But you also have to like understand like fatigue and stuff too. Like you gotta make sure like maybe like even just like a 10-minute break, take a walk around, water, step outside, maybe fresh air, something like that. Especially for like injury prevention as well. Like just 0 point. But in terms of me personally, because the question, I mean, 45 minutes to an hour max for me. There's absolutely 0 point of me going any further because I'm not going to beat any of the world records that I have. I'm not going to beat anyone else's world records. There's just 0 point. 107 to 109 minimum. Is it really that noticeable? I don't get why 103 is not play, but 107 is. So for 103 on one while two targets reload, you're going to have off-screen spawns. That means you will be looking up, and if a target spawns at the bottom, it will not be in your field of view. You will not be able to see it. Therefore, you can't react with your peripheral vision. Therefore, it's just not playable. You're going to have to predict something that's not even in your on your screen or in your eyes. You know what I mean? I think that's stupid. So why would you hinder your ability to perform? 107 to 109 on 1 targets reload for sure. 101, well, 3 targets reload. Anything where there's going to be off-screen spawns, you need to raise the FOV. No, it's not cheesing. You know what I mean? You're not going to get stoned in public if you play on a bit of a higher FOV. It's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're playing extra small dots on 40 FOV, I mean, you're a bit of a cornball, but how should I go about Pokeball? You should ask. I think Wapaam should answer that. I don't like Pokeball, so
Pokeball.
I just think I think it's stupid.
I don't really play much Pokeball either.
Well,
What about you,
for
Snak?
example, right? You play Pokeball.
I'm pretty good at Pokeball.
You play Pokeball,
That's
you
not
get a
kinda
good score, right? And then you go to an actual static task where click timing and stuff matters to push that speed as well, and you just can't perform. I just think it's stupid. You know what I mean? You're trying to train for something that you're not actually going to be able to do and replicate.
I think it's good for pushing overall flick speed higher. You know, you're gonna see some percentage back in
Yeah, but even then, you would just
usable
play
flick,
something
but-
with wide adjustments, like 1 target's vertical flick, because you have to include the click in there.
No,
If you're
I
just
agree.
holding down mouse 1 or control, you know what I mean? It's going to hinder you that much more when you go back to static. So
No, I fully agree. I
in
think it's
my
more of like
personal
a
opinion,
plateau break, you know?
yeah, sure. Even then, like I said, I personally don't recommend Pokeball. I just think it's dumb. Unless you enjoy target switching. But yeah, Pokeball is BTS for sure, 100%. Yeah. I mean, Snak, if you want to add on to that as to why maybe Pokeball could benefit static, or why you would play Pokeball for maybe in-game translation to Valorant or something. I know a lot of people are attack FPS focused here, so if you want to add on to that, go for it, bro.
So Pokeball is probably one of the purest forms of flick that you can have, and it's really heavy on fluidity and having just pure flicking. Obviously there's no click, so obviously it's not necessarily going to transfer super well to static, because you are going to flick differently because there's no click. Obviously you don't need to be as stable, but before you click in static, there's always that flick, that initial to micro, and that is present in every flicking scenario, no matter what you're playing, speed TS or whatever. But it depends on mostly it depends on the size of the target, on how your tension is spread out. Like how Tech is, he's a lot more uniform with his tension, and Pokeball is smaller and it's more suited towards static, so it'll be more it's more specific to static, but it just helps in building overall flicking on smaller dots. Because generally Pokeball is for smaller dots, and it just helps with overall flicking, basically. Obviously, it's not a specific 1-to-1 to static or 1-to-1 to speed TS. It's its own scenario, basically, scenario type Pokeball, and I think it's really good for translating to small dots, pretty much. And that's it. When do I know if I've had enough Pokeball and just need to play static? So when you go out and play certain variations of scenarios or things that aren't in the main categories, you need to understand what you need to get out of a scenario and the intention that you're playing with. And a lot of it just comes from knowing your weaknesses and knowing what you need. And Pokeball is that. It'll help with fluidity, and it'll help with your just pure flicking. So, and just knowing if you need to play clicking static, it's kind of like a feeling thing, if I'm being honest. A lot of aim training to me is feeling. And if you don't enjoy, if you're playing Pokeball and you don't enjoy it, don't play it. And that's pretty much it, honestly.
Pretty good answer.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna rip through this really quickly because I could talk about this type of shit for hours, and we're gonna waste some time. So, habit building. I think Wapaam could touch on this as well if he wants. But top players reduce variability before performance. So that's like minimizing human error as much as possible. Warm up, daily warm up. Do the same thing every single time, so everything feels consistent. Mechanics, drills, whatever. Hydration, light snack, maybe carbs like fruit. Mental cues. Focusing on like one improvement goal, like specific things. Use structures, practice blocks, deliberate practice, not just playing to play. I think it's a waste of your time. Instead of endlessly grinding, you break sessions into focus blocks, you know, i.e. you're like 20 to 30 minutes of KovaaKs into your ranked, into like a VOD, and then into your actual like 1 hour plus of KovaaKs or whatever at the end of the day. This is for like game specific stuff, like ranked, not like KovaaK specific. Tracking your metrics, not just time spent into the actual game, because hours played obviously does not mean improvement. It's not a real thing. You can't actually go by that. You have to look at your accuracy, your reaction time, decision errors, your win-loss, game specific. You can easily track this type of stuff in a spreadsheet, your notes app on your phone, you know, even in like a Discord server with your buddies. But you need to keep yourself accountable. Reinforce progress. Creating a proper environment, obviously, bro. You got to keep your setup clean. You know what I mean? You can't have a bunch of trash laying around. It's going to affect your mental. You got to keep your environment clean, happy, good.
My room's a mess.
And block distractions. Like, turn off that fucking phone, bro. Do I doom scroll? Fuck no. Put that shit in airplane mode.
Fuck no.
Put that shit in airplane mode and throw your phone across the fucking room. It will nuke your performance. Like, even if between like 5 to 10 minutes of playing a scenario, for example, you take a break because your hand's tired and you open up your fucking phone and you start scrolling, you text your fucking girlfriend or something, you know, anything that will get your mind out of it. When you go back into it, you're gonna have to restart all over again. Girlfriend XD type shit. But yeah, bro, like, don't open up your fucking Instagram Reels, your TikTok mid fucking session. Don't do that shit. You're hindering yourself beyond belief. Don't do it. Put on airplane mode and throw your fucking phone across the room. Okay? Don't go on social media. Wife texts you on her breaks, tell me how dumb her coworkers are. Tell her you gotta grind KovaaKs and you're on airplane mode. DND.
You just start agreeing. Like, you gotta do this right away. Just like agree with what they say.
Thumbs up emoji and tell her to stop texting. Dunzo. Leave me alone. That's what I'm saying. Like, babe, I'm playing KovaaKs. Like, chill. Fuck. Relax.
Yeah, adding on to what Jasper said, I think you don't have to, like, you know, go 0 to 100. Like, if you're not used to like doing anything at all, trying to jump to like 100, like fully like this, chance of you sticking to it is probably less than likely. And pull back the slide, bro. What the fuck? And then,
man, fuck you, bro.
Like, the gains to see out of it are probably going to be more disappointing because you're not used to like doing that much as a person, right? For the game in general. So I think they're starting out with at least half the stuff is going to be more beneficial and probably more motivating to stick to. And once you start seeing somewhat of a difference, or, you know, a difference in general, maybe you can like experiment it onto stuff and things like that. Because I know a lot of people think they need to be like, people that are not involved in KovaaKs or AIM community think there are people that generally think a lot of AIM trainer players religiously warm up 20 minutes a day and religiously play KovaaKs for their games. Okay, there are people that generally think that we do that, and that's a big percentage. So yeah, just don't go from 0 to 100. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's fine to start at 50 and stick with 50. You gotta do what works for you, right? If you see less of a benefit of a 20-minute warm-up compared to a 5-minute warm-up or no warm-up, it's fully depending on you, I'll be honest. But that's kind of it. Go next, bro.
That was it. So
Do we want to move to the set of questions and mods here?
Yes.
I'll do my best to answer these, and I'll get what Pam.
I
Snak
don't want to
add
speak.
on.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for anyone as well. Like, there's a lot of questions. Like, if some of these
Yeah.
are like repeats, or we've covered it in a different way. Don't
Right.
You take this at your own pace.
I got you, bro. Perfect. Okay. Fundamentals and technique. If you had to break static down into a handful of fundamentals, what would they be? What scenarios come to mind for each one? The ones that match those fundamentals in your head. I mean, static, in my opinion, all just comes down to technique, I think, at the start. And I think you can train technique in any static scenarios. I don't think there's one specific static scenario that's going to be better for technique training specifically. As long as you have the mindset that you need to start from the ground up, you're not going to be the best at the beginning, and you really need to put forth time and effort into perfecting your technique before the scores start coming around. So I would say the best thing to do would be to, I mean, if you could optimize your beginnings, maybe start with like smaller dot, extra small dot, maybe. That way you're building the hard shit first. So when you go to like, bigger dots, larger dots, everything just feels so much easier. But for scenarios, for technique and fundamentals, I would say probably anything like 1 wall, 4 targets, extra small reload, 1 wall, 2 target, any 1 wall, 2 target sends. And maybe like adaptive. It's something I've been playing a lot recently is adaptive sends. I think those are really good because it punishes you really hard. So yeah, adaptive, 1 wall, 2 target sends, and extra small. That would be the way to go in my opinion. And like I said, Wapaam will create the doc for you guys, so the questions will be a little bit more answered in depth there probably, and then he can just drop it in the chat afterwards, or like maybe like tonight or like tomorrow whenever he finishes it. Is there anything you want to add on to that, Wapaam, that I maybe missed or didn't cover, go over?
No,
Okay.
I brought it down too.
Okay, cool. Thank you, bro. Are micros the most important element of static, or is flick technique equally crucial? Yeah, I mean, micros are nothing without good flick technique, right? Like,
Dude,
you can
I
have
think
good
you should
micros, but if you don't
elaborate.
have fast, explosive flicks, right? Like, that's kind of what matters the most is training that explosivity at the beginning. Because if you don't have like like a fast approach to static, you're just gonna be slow, you're gonna be sloppy. But I mean, your micros will be good, I guess, right? So I would say best thing to do at the beginning, straight lines from target to target, right? Make sure everything's fluid. Explosive flicks while keeping the lines controlled, especially because I notice a lot. You see people with these jagged ass lines, and it just takes so much time out of the pacing and the pathing that like you could be scoring so much higher if you just took the time to really like refine your technique. So I would say it go flick technique, micro, then confirm in terms of importance. But that can all be trained in one. Like that's not really something you need to break down. Like that's something that will happen subconsciously over time. Like you kind of don't want to be actively thinking about something as you're playing it because that takes away from your focus. The only micro I got is me too, bro. It's from all the roids and the gear. Do you want to add on to that with Pam, or is that chill?
I wrote it down.
Okay. Snak, anything you want to add? Like, feel free to cut me off, bro, and tell me I'm stupid.
Yeah.
We're
I
on
don't
2,
know
right?
anything.
Let me go back to 1. So
Sure, bro.
maybe Jasper didn't elaborate too much on it, but obviously in static you have the flick and then the micro and then the confirm, the click. And Jasper kind of said to play smaller dots, but I think I take the opposite perspective in that I think you need to play bigger ones when you're worse, but you need to play like uniformly spaced out targets. Like I would say like a Aimer's one wall 3. I think it's one wall 3 or yeah, something like that. I would say like that, but bigger. And why I say bigger targets is because when people who are not confident in their technique play smaller targets, they kind of leave out the flick. They leave out that explosiveness that you need, static. And when you do that, you're kind of just leaving out the whole static technique, basically, because you get so focused on actually hitting the dot, like when it's extra small, that you leave out that flick. And that's just my opinion, though, I guess.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I also kind of agree. Like when I'm coaching Valorant players, I try to not give them maps with a lot of targets, mainly because they start doing this dragging thing to like every target to try to quote unquote survive the scenario. It's hard for them to push face. I really try to like stick them with 3 targets or less usually. And I feel like that's good, especially if you're trying to like work on static for your in-game technique, right? Small thing to add onto it. That's about it.
Cool. Okay, question 3. How do you get into consistent proper flicks? Inconsistent flicks also seem to create bad micro situations downstream. The usual recommendation is speed matching tracking like TSK to learn the tension required, but that does not connect for everyone. Is that the right path, or is flicking something else entirely? I mean, my personal opinion, if you're playing tracking to learn tension for static, I don't really see the correlation, I'm not going to lie. I feel like tracking tension and static tension is 2 completely different things. Like if I were to track in game, because I don't play any tracking in KovaaKs or I don't play anything like that besides static. So if I'm tracking in game, I'm gonna be holding my mouse differently and less tighter than if I'm playing static in KovaaKs, right? And what I do personally in KovaaKs is I also hold mouse 2 throughout the entire duration of the run, so I can evenly disperse the tension because I'm fully death gripping. So I make sure there's no like weird spot on my mouse where there's too much tension being applied and there's none on the other. But I mean, I probably wouldn't play tracking to learn tension for static. I would say you need to trial and error for yourself, which I am a big advocate of because you will never know what will work for you unless you try it and test it yourself. And don't fall into the propaganda that tension is bad. You need tension to flick. No, you do not need to hold your mouse as light as possible. That is just the stupidest shit you could possibly do for your gameplay in static. Without tension, there's going to be no force generated on your mouse. You're going to flick like shit. I just don't think it's worth it. So what I would do for that specifically, for consistent proper flicks, is to trial and error different mouse grips, different tension, all on different scenarios. Extra small, big dots, speed clicking, everything. Just get a feel for it. But that's just, like I said, this is my personal belief and opinion on things, so don't take it, at face value. I mean, a lot of things are going to just be like personal, and you got to trial and error for yourself. But this is what I personally believe and what I did personally to get to where I am now. So I'm not going to tell you guys anything different as to what I'm doing personally, because like that would just be dumb.
How does one know? How does one even know that something's working or not? I thought scores were the objective measure for that. It's really hard for me to tell what is working by myself because I don't trust my. Okay. So
Comfortability.
KovaaKs recently added a lot more graphs other than the score line, such as accuracy or pacing or all these other things. I think you could probably try to use that. And other than your VOD itself, if you really want to look at statistics or numbers, that's probably something you could use.
Even outside of KovaaKs or in-game stuff, though, a lot of this stuff comes down to comfortability at your setup and confidence. Like, if you're forcing a mouse grip that feels unnatural to you, and you think about it while you're playing, like you're already taking away from your focus, and you're adding in another thing that's like blocking you from playing the actual game. You need to really just feel comfortable at your setup with your mouse in your hand. And really fine tune that once you find something that clicks.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I've probably tried like hundreds of mice like at this point, and I still always go back to the medium ULX from Final Mouse. And it's just because my specific grip, with the amount of tension I apply to the mouse, littlest things ever, it just works.
Yeah.
And it works for me. I can't play anything else. And it's just what works for me. And you need to find what works for you. There's no one size fits all thing, which is why I've never came out with a personal static guide video, because what works for me isn't going to work for you guys. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like push this agenda on you guys that like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You really need to go out there and like try things for yourself so you can understand what will feel good for you, what works for you, what feels bad, and what just won't work off the rip. And you'll be able to tell that once you go in game, in KovaaK's, play a run or two, you'll notice right away, like, I can't play for shit like this. And then you got to switch things up and never make too crazy of an adjustment at a time. Small things, because if you make too much of an adjustment or a change, it's going to like mess with your consistency and stuff like that. So very small changes, one step at a time, and go from there.
There's absolutely like a level of intuition. Like his question asking about like knowing if something is going to work or not, looking for like scores or different metrics. Like
Yo,
between runs, you will understand like, hey, this felt good. Or even if
Right.
your score is lower, you build an understanding of, and a lot of it's through your comfort. Okay,
Yep.
if I play this again, I'm gonna break through. And I think
Literally.
just like Jasper was saying, like obviously there's a million different methods where anybody could say this is what worked for me, but kind of like you're saying, it's about what you find. And I think like there can kind of be an over reliance on some of like these metrics or following a method too closely. Like it really is a lot of like intuition and being comfortable.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people they can't like wrap their heads around, is that like there is no like answer. There's no like everyone's like seeking like the truth or like the one size fits all. It's like you really have to just put in the time with yourself personally and just figure out what will work for you.
Hmm.
And
I think that's actually
won't
funny you
find
mentioned
that
that.
out without trial and error, right?
Uh,
So,
guys, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm a GPX hater, bro. I'm just gonna say it. I tried that mouse like so many times, and I just couldn't get used to it. I didn't like it.
I have bought and
Um,
sold that mouse too many times.
no, I have the same thing with a Zero Soft. Not now. I think for the first time, I actually like playing on a Zero Soft, but yeah, it really is trial and error. Like finding what works for you is kind of what also determines your consistency. There's also situations for other scenarios where like other things work better. Like you can't really use like, for example, if I was to play reactive tracking on an Otsu, I would have an easier time on that compared to like, I don't know, like a Type 99. You know what I mean? Like obviously, just things like that.
Hmm. And I
But
don't mean to take us too far on this tangent. I know we have a lot on
Yep.
screen here, but one of the things that like gives me a little bit of anxiety this far into being like on YouTube or like having resources in the community is not necessarily the idea of like putting those ideas out there because they truly did work for me, but the concern that people will follow them too closely and will fail to experiment in their own ways because
Right.
they see my success or
yeah,
they see what worked for me so well and it doesn't for them. And that's really just going back to your point, you don't have to listen to anyone. You can
No.
really find going back to like comfort your own path.
Yeah.
no, I
That's what I'm
fully
saying.
agree.
Like, that's all people will talk about too when it comes to stack would be like the Bardos technique or the
Right.
Zionlo tech. It's like what you need to find out your tech.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
How
what
to
they're
find
doing.
your
I mean,
tech?
it's a good like idea, right? Or like generalization of like static and like a technique that you could like maybe build on. But like I would say my tech is like somewhere close to like Draco's, where
Hmm.
like it's no like one specific thing. It's just really fast, ape, like low ac. You're just going fast as fuck, and there's no like real like explanation besides like it just fits and it works for me, and it just it clicks, and you really just need to find that out for yourself. Like I can't tell you, I can't teach you it. I can tell you what I do. I can tell you what someone else does, but you need to find out for yourself what's gonna work, right? So
100%.
Um, but yeah, And a lot of it is too is like switching peripherals a lot as well. Like I highly recommend trying to stick to like maybe like a mouse or a mouse pad for like a long period of time before you start switching stuff around. Especially people that are like switching it like every 30 minutes in the trainer. Don't do that. It's bad. But yeah. Find out for yourself. Try. Just try it out. You'll never know. All right, number 4. Is it better to release tension after every? I'm not gonna answer this. I think someone else should, just because of what I do. I'm max tension. I'm max tension throughout the entire run, so there's no such thing as releasing or adding or anything. It's just there's full tension throughout the whole run. And there's no
I
change.
think if you're pushing pace on something and you're a person that like, let's say after 30 seconds you like start to fall off like a lot because of tension building up or pacing, learning how to detense after every single kill or target might be nice to learn, you know, like especially when you click could be your detense timer, or like as you quote unquote micro towards the target and click, that could be your detense timer. You gotta create your own detense windows, and I feel like that's gonna be a bit different for everyone, especially in like dynamic or micro scenarios. Yeah, but I can definitely see that more being a more active thing in game, you know, when like you have to burst to the van or stuff like that.
Okay, I'll be right back, Wapaam. I'm gonna put my answer to number 5 in chat, and then I want you to add on to it. I'll be right back though.
All right. Let's see. How to make the screen? Okay. What do you think about number 4, Snak?
Better to release tension after every flick, or is it?
Yeah, especially after what I just said.
Bro, like what Jasper said, bro, you gotta figure that out. Like, I don't know. Better to release tension after every flick. That's
I
like
talked about detensing. Like finding your own detense window, but that's about it.
I mean, yeah, you need. This is like talking about the micro part. Like you flick and then you micro. So you detense for your micro.
Let's see.
Is that what it means?
I think so, because that's after every flick, right? So like every landing,
yeah,
pretty much.
When you know you're close to, I don't know how to answer that one necessarily. Like, but if you do, bro, if you have like I
asked
tension,
it, so I know.
like if your tension is the same, or not the same, but if you try to keep that same tension as the start of the run, or like that explosiveness, if you try to keep that like, and you don't vary your tension, you're just gonna like lock out, and you're gonna like your tension is just gonna fucking explode by the end of the run. Like you need points of your run where you are either detensing or not using as much tension as you necessarily can for the moment, because you have to think about the 60 seconds. So it's like, but like the specifics, you got to figure that out yourself.
I'll be honest, basically. I do make Valorant players play these type of scenarios a lot, where like they do get like quote unquote tension pushed or like challenged to a point, because when you are in game, okay, and you are playing a really stressful game, or let's say you're in a scrimmage or an official, right? When you mess up, most of the time it will kind of look like that, right? Like that will be your most active or like recurring issue, kind of. It's never good. If you're going from a Valorant perspective, right? Finding your biggest issue is never a big problem. Like that's just how it is. But finding your most recurring issue can sometimes, at least for me and for a lot of other people, you can really get blindsided by yourself for not being able to notice it until you show it to someone else or like ask someone else about it. So I would try playing stuff like consecutive tracking, maybe, but that's tracking, right? I think for static, you could think of like what, like one wall two target, or like shim pressure micro, things like that.
Oh, pressure scenarios are really good for tension.
Yeah, so pressure scenarios after like release tension after every flick, you know, because you can easily go faster. CA micro pressure, like those are good. Dark pressure. Those are like good maps.
I don't really like dark pressure, but yeah.
Me neither. I don't like the fucking map. The shit's fucking.
I like Fugla. I like micro pressure. Micro pressure is really fun.
Micro pressure is good.
Fugla, the one on Aimer Static, that one's really fun.
TAF is good, actually. Now I think about it, TAF scenarios are good for this.
Okay, I'm back.
But
where are we at?
Yeah, I think I'm still number 4 and 5, kind of like.
Oh.
another thing, like 4 and 5 kind of adds back to each other, right? Because like once you lose tension or like you're over tensing and don't know how to detense during your run, you'll
just
start
don't
to
think
lose grip. I don't know if you guys will ever relate to that, but you start to lose grip. Like your finger might like arch up or like other stuff to like hold back your arm from exploding your mouse. If that makes sense.
Yes, it's just I don't think I should answer because it doesn't really apply to
No,
me, and I can't give my input
I know what
on
he's
it
talking
because I
about.
don't do it, right? So
No, I
I
fully know what he's
just
talking about, but like this is way more of an issue in game than it would be on an aim trainer. And on an aim trainer, maybe like, yeah, if you play something like Ethereal consecutive tracking far, where like you're like horizontally going faster and faster and holding that pace, that's when you could like have tension built up regardless because you're already going this fast, right? As you're playing the scenario midway, you'll have like a set level of tension on default that's like just set higher. Even though you're trying to detense, that tension is gonna be there no matter what. So like you can kind of just like let go of the tension you were beginning with at the start, and then learn to like go more to halfway of the scenario because the tension you built up from the start is kind of already existing halfway there. So you like adding on to it more would just make it look shaky, right? That's kind of the best way to go about it when it comes to that question. Like I have no other answer really. I'm sorry if that was yeah, bro.
No,
Nah, chill. The questions get like that.
I'm not even a static player, and I've been yapping a bunch. This is good stuff.
I don't play static even. Okay, next question.
Yeah, what are the most common
Um,
issues that stop people from progressing in static
That's
clicking
all you, bro.
specifically? I mean, a lot of the time it's getting discouraged. I think it's like a big mental block for them. They're not seeing PBs, they're not seeing like constant progression, but they also don't do anything to change that. They don't switch up their play style. They don't try to change the senses. They don't fuck around with FOV. They don't try to experiment with anything different. They think that what they're doing is enough and that's the end all be all. And the reason they're not progressing is, well, I don't know. It's just for no reason. You really, like I said, I think the main cause for me getting so good at static was just trial and error. And I'll always advocate for just trial and error for everything. Because there's too much random shit in the aim training stuff that like you can get so confused or overwhelmed. So if you're ever plateaued hard and you're not progressing, just change it up a little bit. I always recommend switching things up, even if it's like having to buy a new mouse or like mouse pad or just switch things up, senses, FOVs, or even just stopping that scenario specifically in general too. Like if you're like saying like maybe you're plateaued on like season 5 will take benchmark static, like just switch it up, play something different for a week or a month. Like you don't have to play that scenario like it's life or death. And I think it also just ties back into the mental block thing. Like if you're like just not in it fully mentally and you're like getting tilted, you're frustrated with yourself, you're just going to perform worse. The minute you get tilted, your performance is in the drain and you just got to get off the game and go do something else that's productive. There's no point on you continuing to play. And why do so many people improve in every other category but plateau hard and static? Is because static plays differently than every other thing, in my opinion, and I think it's probably the hardest to get the best at. So the best reactive tracking player, precision tracking player, isn't going to be the best at static, like in terms of like being the best. It's just because it plays so much differently. You have to hold your mouse differently, tension differently. Maybe you play on a glass pad, which just make things even harder. You have to play in a faster sense for like tracking scenarios. I mean, there's the odd few, that play like super low sense for tracking or switching or something, but I'm not gonna lie, for static, you kind of got to play in a slower sense. And for me, that's because the higher sense you're on, the more room there is for human input error. So fine small details of movements are going to throw you off for your micros and stuff. The slower sense you can play, the less room for error there's gonna be. You play on a cloth pad, control-based, Xsoft base. You can dig your fingers in like I do for a little bit more stopping power and stuff. Grip style. If you're a fingertip player for tracking, you can't fingertip on static. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna have the proper amount of tension applied to your mouse. You're not gonna have good enough arm engagement. You're gonna force wrist. If I play everything at 48, yeah, you gotta go lower. In my opinion, right? This is all in my opinion. 48 is just way too fast for static. Especially in something like smaller dots, you're wasting your time, in my opinion, playing static at 48 cm. There's just no point. And I also don't recommend glass pads to anyone for anything, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. I just think it's a waste.
Yeah,
Bro, I love glass. What the hell? Hey.
I don't know. There's just so much more
Okay, next
room
question.
for
Next question.
error.
Next question.
Yeah.
Next question. Just go next question, bro. That's fine.
But like, it's the same people that come to me being like, "Yo, like I'm playing fingertip on a glass pad and I don't play well. Like, why am I
Yes,
improving?"
y'all.
What do you want me to
That is
tell
a
you?
yellow
You know what I
tweet
mean?
about
Like,
that. Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, well, don't play on a glass pad, and then they get defensive, or like, oh, I don't want to change my grip style because like, you have to change in order to get better. You know what I mean? Like, if you're stuck on something and you think it's gonna like be the end all be all for you, no, you're not improving. You gotta fucking change something. It's as simple as that. But yeah, do I recommend glass pad and fingertip for glass? No, it's fucking stupid. It's not gonna work.
Okay, question.
You can answer this, I think.
Which one? Are you at 7?
What?
8.
I think we're on 8.
Oh.
But
Not
okay,
bad.
so firstly,
Yeah,
for static and attack FPS, attack FPS majority of the time is going to be like a flick, a micro, and a confirm, right? Rainbow Six Siege, your ADS on a horizontal plane most of the time. You see someone to the left, it's a flick, it's a micro and a confirm. It's the exact same thing as static, right? Flick, micro, confirm. So I noticed the best in-game translation in aim training through static. I also kind of play majority attack FPS games, but I did notice an increase in my game skill, like actual games besides outside of the trainer, with static. I think it's really beneficial if you're an attack FPS player. I guess I'm busting out the good old Type 99. Yeah, I mean, I recommend the Type 99 to everyone for everything. You can track on it, switch, static, everything. You will probably aim better on the Type 99 than any other mouse pad on the market. And that's just how it is. Like a QCK, you're gonna aim better on it. But yeah, I highly recommend static for tech FPS performance. And it's something a lot of people neglect. They think you need to be playing like these crazy dynamic tracking, like scenarios. And I think static it's just very good. It's very good for that.
You play Xsoft.
You can add on to it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest takeaway I have for static to in-game is how fast you can process a situation in-game, right? I think the biggest benefit, it's going to sound stupid, but the biggest benefit is just if a guy is really good at static, he will kill you much faster in-game no matter how good you are at tracking or dynamic or anything else. If this guy is good at static, he will kill you faster. Just because the entire flick, micro, and everything else is like way beyond your level of like doing it consistently that fast that he will just kill you, right? I don't think static is the most important, but however, I think it becomes more important the better you get at the game. Is the best way to put it. Because 90% of the fucking Valorant players that play the game usually have bigger problems going on than their static to begin with. But that's kind of it. Is that LARP?
No.
Is what LARP?
I gotta stop making jokes, bro. I'm sorry.
Is that LARP?
Is that LARP?
For whatever reason, when people like to say mud maxing with Xsoft or like Type 99 is a mud pad and I can't move on it, have you actually tried it in hand? Like genuinely, have you actually tried to move your mouse on a Type 99? Because this doesn't feel slow to me. You know, I don't know if you're playing with like GPX stock skates or like the TJX plastic skates where like it literally like glues to your mouse pad, but like I don't understand. Yeah, but even if I'm not jacked as shit, I could be like 5 pounds, or I could be 800 pounds. The mouse pad isn't fucking slow.
So
So I
if
just
I'm
don't
built,
understand.
if I'm built like triple T,
Like,
Yeah,
this
guys,
shit
stop
just
triggering
isn't-
him. Yo, guys,
This shit
if
isn't
I'm built
slow,
like
man.
triple T,
you
Fuck.
guys got chill.
so Jasper, how do I get fast if I'm built like triple T?
What? Triple T?
Okay,
Like, what are you
I'm sorry.
saying, bro?
Next question. Oh, good.
No, you just covered you mouse pad in mustard or something? Like,
Yeah, Jasper says you have to mud max to win.
Next question.
Yeah, bro.
Get this guy off.
don't
Should we
fucking
play
bring it
static
up.
on our in-game sensitivity? The faster one. Wait, what? Should we play static on our in-game? What? If in-game translation the only goal, or is there value in practicing on? Okay, so yeah, there is benefits to playing on a slower sense or a higher sense, right? Practicing on a higher sense for your micros, that I think that's very fucking self-explanatory. If you want to get better on mud pads, on a Type 99 X softs and a GPX, maybe trying slow sense for a bit could help. Getting faster at wide flicks or flicks in general, or improving on static might be beneficial. It kind of links back all to each other, so it's hard to like give you a concrete answer if I'll be honest. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, Snak, you want to do this one? How
Which
important
one's
is
this?
padding for in-game?
So pathing in the aim trainer and in game is very different. But I would say like the brain connections or whatever that it trains is very important, because you can actually like understand what targets you need to prioritize. And in game it's a lot more random. It's not as controlled as the aim trainer. In the aim trainer, it's more controlled, and you can actually work on like decision making. It's like micro decision making in your pathing. And it does transfer to the game. Oh.
Something
What
to
else
add
was I
on,
gonna
just
say?
tell me. Depth. We talk about depth.
Depth, more
Like
like
target depth.
target depth.
To in-game depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that. That one's like,
So target
That one's
selection, kind of.
yeah, it's target like it's the skill. Like it's just the skill of target selection. Like, and which target you're gonna go for next, and how confident you are in going for that target. And of course, the mouse control needed to actually be able to move your mouse on the target that you want to like kill. It is just that
Oh,
it's the skill
100%.
of pathing
I
and
agree.
target selection.
Let's see. If you had to pick, also that was a good Snack. Thank you. If you had to pick 3 things you do differently in game versus the trainer, specifically for flicking, what would they be? I get the question, but I don't get what. Am I slow?
This
am I
question's a little
reading?
weird.
I'm a little
Huh?
confused as well.
How important is pathing for in-game?
No. 11.
We're-
We did 10.
Oh, sorry.
Unless you wanna add on 10, Jasper?
No, I don't. I wouldn't understand that, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to pathing in-game. I don't really think that makes sense. I don't think that really correlates, to be honest. If you had to pick
think
3
what they're
things you do
asking here-
differently in-game, wait, what happened?
I think what they're asking is what do you do differently, if anything?
Oh, no, I
in-game
get it now.
versus the trainer? Like,
So,
just
like-
very generally.
I would probably not be super explosive. I would be like 90% explosive. Like max 90. I don't think I'll ever hit 100 unless it's like full reflex. That's one. I'll try to like have my intention more maintained in general, but I don't know if that has to do anything with like static. You know what I mean?
I mean, there
That's more
could be
of an in-game
variation in
question.
target reading, right?
Yeah,
Static
yeah,
compared
yeah.
to a moving target.
Because you do want to go for a higher accuracy. However, you don't want to risk looking slow. So like really just find a comfortable level for yourself. This is such a subjective question. I don't know.
Pathing, like something that I do, and the reason why I play on like 107 and 109 FOV, even on like scenarios where you shouldn't, or like, you know, quote unquote, like it's like stupid to, for example, it's strictly for peripheral vision training, and it allows me to think ahead with pathing purposes. So I've pretty much trained now to the point where I don't need to be looking at a target to flick and kill it. And it's super beneficial, especially for multiple target scenarios. It speeds up my pathing just that much more because I can visualize where I want to be before I'm even there. So what I do is I've done like eye warm-ups, like 15 to 30 minutes. This is at like extreme amounts. Obviously, I don't recommend doing this, but I do it before my sessions on YouTube. And basically what I do is I train my peripheral vision like a lot because I felt like it was something that I lacked. Like it wasn't
Orange
like
type.
a good
Sorry.
skill to utilize. What?
Someone said orange type 99. I'm sorry.
Is there even orange?
He said orange on the 0 is faster than the black. But yeah, so matcha is the fastest type 99, then it goes gray and then black.
Yeah, that's true.
But basically, I think peripheral vision is a skill that a lot of people need to learn to utilize because it is extremely beneficial, not even for like just like flicking, but for reaction time and everything else just combined. And it makes you have a really strong technique. So something that I recommend to everyone is to try playing try doing eye warm-ups. And what you said in chat there, pixel focus and buffed. That's what I recommend personally. And really building the skill of peripheral vision is going to make you a better player overall. How much does training the raw mechanic aspect of aiming and KovaaKs affect the person's in-game application when counting for?
I feel like we just answered
why
that.
would you at me, bro? That's a question for you, no?
But we just answered that, no?
I don't know. I literally
You just got here?
How much?
Oh, shit.
Orange is more textured and rough. X.
I used to talk about
The
control
colors,
spacing
the
directly.
colors
yeah.
make a difference on the artisan pads.
Yep.
Oh my
So
Yeah, they do.
matcha type 99
every.
is the most textured type 99, and then the gray, in my opinion, is the smoothest.
Smoothest.
Yep. And then
sure.
the black is kind of like a in between. It's like kind of rough to the touch, but it's like also like silky. And then for the 0, the orange is gonna feel extremely way rougher than the black for whatever reason. Like I've had like a black 0 feel the same as like a Saturn Pro, and that's like a silky pad. Then I hopped on like the orange 0, and it literally was like so abrasive to my skin. Like it was like it hurt. So I was like, fuck that.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy loves the Type 99 a bit too much.
I mean, in general, like colored pads will be
I don't know,
slightly
bro.
faster
Like a fan.
or slightly more textured compared to the black ones. Like the black ones are usually like, if you want something a bit smoother, simply getting a black variant of your current mouse pad would probably do the trick, or like skates or like something
try
else.
Soft too. Just try it.
You?
Try Soft.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
That's nasty, bro.
Stay bad.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
This guy's like this guy and Shaw are the same, bro. Xsoft users.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for a reason, bro.
Yeah, they both fell off too.
Oh my god.
Get out of your fucking mind, kid. Okay. Wait, 11? If you had to pick 3 things
we
you
love
do something
Shaw.
in game, it's for fucking. Well, they play differently, so it's kind of hard to say that. I don't know. Like I don't play KovaaKs like I play an in-game vice versa.
Color. Yes.
No, I have not touched any sort of virtual sensor offset with any of the mice. Did I have the 3955 in? I think it'll fuck up. Like I don't want to say muscle memory, but like I think it'll just mess with my overall like hand feeling with my mouse. So I don't wanna touch and like mess around with too much stuff since like everything already works for me right now personally. I don't wanna try to add in too many complications. Yeah, I mean, I could probably hit Celestial scores on a glass pad. Maybe not fingertip grip, because I think grip matters more than the mouse pad, but...
Interesting. Okay, let's see the question.
I just talked about it. I mean, I played... Like, you can't play an aim trainer the same way you play in-game. There's too many different variables, right, in-game. So...
Yeah. Oh my god, my question. what is your opinion on reflex and one target scenarios? Before I yap, okay, I'll let Jasper and Snak do a short answer.
I don't play them, so I can't give an input on this.
I also
I
do not
would
play them.
recommend them though. I think it's.
I love
well
them.
worth it.
I love them. I think I play these a lot. I think the benefits you can get from these scenarios are like something you'll get as a static player if you're like Nova or higher, right? Playing reflex for your in-game. I'm talking about specifically in-game performance, right? Getting really good at one target or reflex scenarios is gonna help you so much in-game because your choice reaction time will like skyrocket. Like isn't in like well decrease, but like skyrocket, right? Like you get a lot better, a lot more consistent. I think for a lot of people that play Valorant or have had their experience with reflex scenarios have seen a big jump in skill or consistency. So I think they're really good. I think finding which ones to work on can be a bit harder sometimes because it's like they're not like a well known or it's not even really categorized as a whole. But I would say they're probably the most fun and most frustrating to play at the same time. So for in-game performance, like I will almost always recommend like reflex, blink, or like one target scenarios. Like any player at any level will like see huge benefits from that in-game. On KovaaKs it's less, but in-game, yeah.
I know Slendro is a static player that like really like he kind of swears by reflex clicking is like a big part of his journey.
Oh, put me in contact, bro. Okay, what is your opinion on speed clicking? I'm not a speed clicker. I know
I
Makai
started
did a lot of
off
speed clicking.
with speed clicking, right? So I mean, I think it could have
You did?
attributed to some of my skill. What do you mean I did? I literally went through there for like 30 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Like, I swear that people have, like,
This guy
fucking
is so.
coconuts in their ears. Like,
I'm just,
clean that
I'm
shit
just,
out.
bro. Yo, you just fully took that. I'm sorry. That sounds like you just put a PowerPoint explaining reaction.
At this point,
No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
At this point, though, to be honest, for Jasper, every single speed clicking, I actually do feel like even like wide wall 5 targets voltaic, that feels like speed clicking to me.
No, I agree.
Because I'm so used to like wide or the extra small and stuff that I'm used to like not like taking my time, but like you don't have to definitely go as fast. But like even like playing like 106 target small, it literally feels like speed clicking to me.
Let's see.
It's just I don't know if it's because I'm so adjusted to like extra small dots and 2 target scenarios where like I don't really have to like go as like I'm going fast obviously, but like just like I don't know, for the reason multiple targets comes into the factor and it feels like speed clicking to me. So I think it's good though, maybe starting off to build confirmations, 'cause I think that's what it does. It forces you to build fast confirmations, right? And
So would you? It's like cluster scenarios now. If you think about it, like would you say clusters are really beneficial? Like
yeah, but
that's
like
actually a
I
good
feel
question.
like,
Cluster scenarios for a static technique. How do you feel about that? Both Snak and Jasper.
I mean, it can train like maybe the ability to burst click and like maybe in like a scenario where there's like a cluster that you can farm, but I wouldn't like sit there and play cluster scenarios over and over and over again unless you're like a speed clicking player. I just don't think it's I don't know. I don't think it's too beneficial. But if something you lack, right? Like in like maybe like 1 wolf targets reload or 1 wolf targets voltaic, 1 wolf 6 targets small, something like that, and you just cannot like cluster farm for shit, maybe you could play some sort of like, you know, like 4 sphere, 5 sphere cluster scenario. I think it could be beneficial, but I wouldn't sit there and grind it. I don't grind clusters. It could be a tool that you could utilize though for sure. Yeah.
What do you think, Snak?
I think speed clicking is very useful, and how most people see static is they think of it as the like they think of it in the traditional sense of the 1 wall 6 target small and variations like 1 wall 4 targets will take or even wide wall. But speed clicking is more of like the like I would say more micro. Like it focuses on your micro and clicking, like pure clicking and confirmations, and that's obviously its own like subset of static. So, like obviously, if you lack it, it's incredibly important. But I think it really comes down to like, if you enjoy speed clicking, yes, it'll transfer as long as you play other static that is more traditional, like either 1 wall 6 or 1 wall 2, and you actually work on that flick to micro to confirm technique, then it'll obviously transfer in that micro and confirm. But if you don't enjoy it, like it's not going to be as useful. So. Oh, also,
That's good. Yeah.
look at Draco. Like that guy loves speed clicking, and that guy is becoming
Yeah.
insane, or he is insane.
I mean,
And
from what Kai told me, it's literally just like processing speed and other things, right? For in-game, speed clicking can help a lot. For static itself, it could help with your confirmation speed, but it won't be like the biggest factor in your static technique, as the other two have said. But I like, bro, I'm not known on this department. It's not my niche, so to speak. But yeah, there's more benefits to it in game than on the trainer, for sure.
yeah. Oh, also it works on like pacing, fluidity, actually being able to spam click, all these different things.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
overall, yeah, it just kind of helps with all that. But like obviously, like jump without frenzy isn't gonna make you better at like 1 1 2 targets reload, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
no, I get it. Okay.
How will the static translate to other subcategories of aim?
Oh, we talked about this last night.
I wouldn't know
Oh, yeah.
because I don't.
Me
Play
and Snak can
anything
do that.
else, but...
Or like mostly Snak.
All right, Snak, go,
Okay.
buddy.
So static. So in my vision, or what I personally think, is that there's two ways that static transfers, directly and indirectly. So it directly translates to really like flick heavy or clicking scenarios, like in my opinion linear clicking, like you'll have your Vox click, Psalm click, stuff like that. It'll transfer very, very well. And it'll also transfer to dynamic, not as much as linear clicking, but it'll still transfer in being able to click and understand what target you're going to go for next, or being able to click and not be too stressed on what you're like on the click itself and the flick. And it also help a lot in speed TS.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, me and Snak also talked about this a bit last night, but I think how you approach getting better at static can also reflect back on how you approach other scenarios in general, right? So like, I know Monarch.
Guys, I got ganked.
What?
I got ganked. My mother came in.
Oh, I'm good. I took over for a second, so it's fine.
Bet.
So I said like the Chinese translation for like the static. What was it? Like the little. You guys know what image I'm talking about. Like the static guide plan, like solution. I don't know what the fuck it's called in English, bro. Fuck. Flowchart? Yeah, flowchart. But yeah, that one, right? I think just learning how to get good at static can easily transfer over to like how you approach getting good at other scenarios. Just to have like a train of thought on how to improve, more than just quote unquote playing more. 'Cause that's like the worst thing to do. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll elaborate more on my response. So you have two direct and indirect translations. Directly, you have linear clicking, dynamic, and then speed TS. I think it mostly transfers to linear clicking and speed TS. Speed TS because of the flicking, and then linear because of like clicking and flicking. And then you have your indirect, which is how you actually play the game, and whether that be pacing, tension management, or like fluidity, or just pure mouse control. I think static is probably the category with the most like pure mouse control, because there's no RNG factors. There's no like
100%.
targets
Besides
spawning
spawn.
here, bouncing like off a fucking wall, or like doing some random strafe. Like it's pure. And when there's that simplicity and there's no external factors, you can modulate yourself and how you control yourself and how you play the game. That's basically it.
That's a really good answer. Hey, Jasper, you want to do question number 13? I mean, 15. 15.
Yeah,
my
man.
bad.
Like I definitely didn't talk about it for like 30 minutes. Which one? 15? Is static an
15.
overinflated category with a higher skill floor than the rest? I mean, I would say static is probably the hardest category out of all of them, in my opinion. Overinflated. I mean, I guess I don't really know. I guess that's up to other people's opinions, but
I don't think it's overinflated.
yeah. Probably has a higher skill floor than the rest, though. I would say, but then like, not saying like as an ego, but like when you get to like a point where you're as good as me, a lot of static becomes RNG, especially for like multiple target scenarios. Like the difference between me, like hitting like a 2,000 one-was targets small run is just spawns. I'm fast enough and I'm good enough to hit it, and I've paced it. I've paced 2100 before, but the minute the spawns become wide, I miss once or twice, the run's over, right? And there's no point. Like it's just like pure RNG in that sense. So I feel like to a point, yeah, but then a lot of RNG comes into play, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for that question. At what level does it become more beneficial to train compound tasks? I need more context for that because I don't know what that means. Like compound, I think compound. I'm thinking like at the gym, like bench, squat, deadlift, right? I'm thinking of compound.
It's
like,
so funny because like
means.
it's worded in like a gym sense, but you're a gym guy, so it makes even less sense to you.
Yeah,
So it's like,
I think compound. I'm thinking of like the big three, which would be like 1 while 6 targets small, 1 while 6 targets TE, and then like I don't know, like Jumbo Tile Frenzy. Like this could be like compound because they're
the
like
big
popular,
three, and you said
like,
1 while 6 target small
bro, I
TE
don't
and
fucking
Jumbo
know,
Tile
man.
Frenzy.
I'm just
Hello?
saying I need a little bit more context. I need to understand.
Dude, what? Dude, no, fuck that. You said the big three, and you said 1 while 6 targets.
They're the most played, bro. What are the other most played ones then, bro? 1 while 2 targets perfected.
It's just funny, bro. It's just funny.
You're funny. Looking. At what level? I don't know what compound tasks means.
Oh yeah, we were going over this yesterday. We're like, what the hell did I even
I
mean?
need someone in chat if this is your question, just to like explain
It's
it. To me,
it's John Sekiros. I think he's gonna type a.
Cool. Thank you.
We can move on to the next one for now if you want.
Okay, yeah. I'll come back to it then for sure. Equipment and surface. How would you tackle learning static on? See, I wouldn't. I think it's a waste of time because I don't see a point on playing on anything besides a control pad for static.
Never used a soft pad.
See, like if you've never used a soft pad, just try one. There's no harm in it unless like you don't have the money to afford it, but just try it.
Yeah.
You just try it out. There's no reason to not try it out besides the fact that you think that speed is the end all be all and you need to have this speed setup where you have the fastest glass pad possible and you're putting like olive oil on it and on your skates to make it even faster because you need zero fucking friction. Like it's okay to play on a control pad. There's nothing wrong with it. Just try it out, right? And see for yourself. This is what I was mean about trial and error is like I can't tell you what it would be like to play on a hard mouse pad because I don't, right? So I don't want to give you an opinion that I've not personally tested myself. But yeah, your approach would completely change on static versus playing on like an Xsoft control pad because you have to play differently, right? Like I wouldn't be able to dig my fingers into the mouse pad. So then my stopping power would be different, which would then mess up my flicks and it would mess up my micros. And there'd just be too many changes. And then overall, I just would be probably shit. So I would say if you never tried a soft mouse pad, buy a QCK. It's like cheap. Or buy like an Artisan Zero or a Type 99.
Can't you get like Infinity mouse control?
Don't do that. Those are so expensive for what they are.
They're 30, no? What?
Oh, I don't know. It's like 150 Canadian with shipping, so but that's also just Canadian. GSR 2, maybe not the SE because it has coating on it.
I don't like the SE.
Don't recommend that. Type 99 is just what I'm. Yeah, bro. Shipping to Canada from Infinity Mice is like $55
Well, I'll talk about
plus duty fee. That is fucking ill.
yeah. I'm talking about EU people. They usually just have it at the store. Like
Oh, if it's in store,
but
I mean, shit, go for it. Sure, no problem.
yeah.
But yeah,
What's it called?
just try it out, man. And then you can ask the question again, and like I can maybe help you out with like deciding between the two based on your averages and stuff like that. I'd much prefer to give you an answer on that. But
Okay.
if you've never tried a soft pad, you just gotta buy one, man.
Snak, do you have any input on the question? Because I know you do a lot more
17?
with like
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It really is just preference, honestly. Like, there's no okay. What does it mean by hard pad? Is that like glass or mid?
Mid
Mid,
and
I'm
glass.
assuming.
Glass. I think it's just bad, honestly. Like, obviously, it's gonna be probably a lot worse. Like, there's so many, like with glass, there's so many different things that can go wrong. Like mid run, you can get a little speck of dust, or like your pinky goes down and then it's like humid, and then it just starts dragging on the pad randomly. And you need to have like very little skin contact on a glass pad to be able to actually use it consistently and take advantage of everything that is benefited from a glass pad. So there's so many different like just barriers to entry. I think I've tweeted about it before, but there's so many barriers of entry to glass. But for mid pads, I like them personally. I know a lot of other aimers like them personally, and it's a lot more consistent. It's like easier to be consistent on a mid pad because you don't have that extra variable of pressing down. And I know Jasper likes it, but Jasper's like, bro, this guy's Thanos. Like, he understands like what he can control and the factors that he needs to control and stuff. But like that extra variable can cause inconsistency in some people, and it's done that for me a lot. I see it a lot, not in static necessarily, but in target switching. And being able to press down, it's just an extra factor that you have to be able to account for. Like, you have to be good enough to understand yourself and how you're aiming when you can push down. Because obviously, like when it's softer, you will push down. There is pressure. Like, it's just how it is. Especially if you use dots too. So I personally like hard pads because they're more consistent for me. But if you like soft and you're able to control pushing down and stuff like that, then by all means do it.
Yeah, and that's what I said in chat as well. Is all peripherals, it all comes down to personal preference no matter what. So like I can give like my opinion on like what I use, but your opinion shouldn't change on what you use if it works for you based on someone else telling you something.
Right.
Like,
you know what? I have a really good question that will just answer that entire thing. Snak, what paths do you like per category?
Okay. So for
that's the best
control,
way to answer that.
Yeah. So for control tracking, I use a Glassworks Polarity. I like glass on it, or I like glass for control because it's all about micro adjustments and consistency. For precise, I'm starting to lean towards a PD170 because on glass, precise is quite hard to control resetting and just being smooth while being stable, because like when you're speed matching, you need to be stable. It's hard to do that in precise. And for reactive, I think I'm on cloth right now, but that can go either way. Like, I know Soldier Ash plays on glass, and I think his Q plays on glass, so reactive is kind of like it's really like just preference and more skill. Like, I think the better I get, I'll start leaning towards glass for reactive. And for clicking, I'm on a key 83 mid. For static, I'm on a key 83 mid. And dynamic Raiden, because micros, or I can be more fluid with my micros and stuff and be smoother on a Raiden, so I can see targets better in dynamic. Linear, I don't know. It's like whatever I'm feeling on the day. Switching, I think I'm in between a Raiden mid and a PD170. So that's basically it.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you think about cloth is aiming on easy mode, Snak? What do you think about that?
Shut the fuck up.
Cloth is aiming on easy mode. I think a lot of people kind of attach their ego to their peripherals and their sense, and
100%, 100%.
and there's no like. There's no reason to be on like fucking 10 cm and be like, oh my god, I'm the best player on 10 cm. Like nobody cares. Like
But you're
nobody
fast,
fucking
bro.
cares, bro.
You're fast.
Like,
You can flex, bro. You can do iframes, bro.
like, bro, at the end of the day, like if you care about someone else caring about your skill, then obviously it's a bad thing. But why don't you just have them care about your pure skill, like you being the best in the world or some shit, rather than you being up the best on 5 cm or some shit? Like, why even care about that? Because it's a lot less objective to be the best at fucking 8 cm. Like it's a lot
I mean,
more simple to be
I-
the best.
I'll give that like a little bit of conversation. In the term of like, or the perspective of aiming as like an art form, it's almost like a different like style, or like pointillism versus somebody that's like I don't know, art styles, but like somebody that has such high efficiency on like 5 cm, like aiming in Apex. To me, it's very beautiful. It's like there, especially like when you have like a hand cam, there's something
I agree.
to admire behind that. So I think that there's some expression in it. The problem to me is like when people try to portray that onto you, like, oh, you're only using glass, or you're only using cloth, etc. But
Yeah, I mean, for example, it's like when people say that I'm crutching low
Yeah.
CM in
Great example.
scenarios that you can't even call it a crutch. Like I'm playing wide wall 5 targets at like
Right.
108 CM, and they're saying I'm crutching low sense.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't even
It's kind of crazy.
fucking make sense, right? So like, I don't know. I'll never understand that
Or
argument.
like if you see a Faniac score on TSK, like some of the vertical scenarios, like
Yep.
it's 150 CM,
Oh my
but
God.
that's what the scenario calls for.
Right. Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's just all personal preference and what works for you, right? So it's like, why would you bash someone for like what works for them? I just think that's extremely stupid.
I feel like that is a topic that needs to be more talked about in aimcom, because like I think it stops people from trying to explore what works for them. You know what I mean? Like I used to stick to like 30 cm for like a super long time, or like 32, 35, until I started experimenting with like 30, not 30, like 50 or 60 cm on like control sphere, where I thought like it's illegal to do that. When like reception made me do that, that's when I started getting GM scores on any sense. Back then, I haven't really played now, so I can't like, I don't know how valid that is to say anymore. You know what I mean? Because like it's not that high. But I did think it should be more encouraged, or like not frowned upon if someone does something on like a high sense or low sense, or like
Yeah.
all these other things.
It's kind of why I've never made it like a static guide, is because I don't want all these people playing on like 120 plus CM for stuff and just trying to like replicate what I'm doing. Because I promise you, like 95% of the people will not be able to perform or hit scores that are better than what they already have on like this crazy exaggerated low sense. I think it's just too specific, and I've been practicing with like this low sense for like years now.
Oh my
I
God.
just don't think it's necessarily beneficial to play that low. I just enjoy it. I have fun using my arm, and yeah, it's just what I prefer doing, right, in game and in the trainers. So I'll never see something as a crutch. I'll never see something as like technically good or bad. I'll see something maybe like more optimal than something, but that's the only reason why I'd recommend like cloth pad with like a palm or claw for static, so you have more stability. But yeah, I'll never understand people trying to put other people down for what they play on and what they prefer.
Ego. It's just ego.
I mean, yeah,
It's ego and like projected insecurities, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like they're not really aware of it, so you can't really blame them. Just don't take it
100%.
too seriously.
No, like even myself, I'm guilty of
Yeah, me too.
doing a lot of the things that I, preach against now. Like I'm
Yeah, but that's what makes you a human, bro. That's just normal. Like
Yeah,
if you
bro.
can see that, if people expect you to be perfect all the time without like, you cannot, like, it's impossible to not contradict yourself.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
How do you find so many good scenarios for your playlists?
What playlist?
Well, for me personally, I've been playing Static now for like specific Static for like probably 3-4 years. So I've been around the menus, and I've filtered by static clicking, and I've seen tons of VODs, different variations of stuff. So I think that's kind of just where it came from. Just like playtime actually in the trainer, watching YouTube videos on Twitter, stuff like that. I don't really think there's any like crazy good scenarios I have for my playlist. It's kind of just what I like playing, and I just add them to a playlist. But yeah, I mean, Wapaam, I know you like to have a bunch of different funky
I mean, I can
scenarios for your
elaborate on it.
playlist, bro. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
But maybe Snak first, because I'll probably yap a lot. So
Oh,
let's
wait.
Snak answer it first, because I know
How do you
he's also in the
find
middle of doing something.
so many good scenarios for your playlist? A lot of it is just like experience.
Envisioning.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly. Time spent.
experience. Like
Yep. Mhm.
time
Yeah.
spent. What do you call it? Like expanding your like, what do you call it? Like repertoire or some shit. Like just like going out from like the Voltaic benchmarks or Viscos benchmarks and just playing other benches or other scenarios
Yeah.
that you see other people play. Just doing that. Just trying new things basically. And then you see what you like, and then you see how the scenario helps you in certain ways, and then you just put it
Mhm.
together in a playlist.
And also just like, say for example, I feel like playing like a 1 wall 2 target scenario. If I just type in 1W2T in the search bar, I'm gonna have like a huge plethora of scenarios that are 1 wall 2 targets based. And then I'll like kind of like, look at the leaderboard, see which one are like, have like high plays, and I'll just play them. If it's good, it's good, and then I'll like it. And then I can add it to my playlist or add it to my liked, whatever. But that's kind of pretty much how I've
Yeah.
found scenarios over time. Is I'll search up like 1W4T or like extra small, and then I'll just look through the list, find ones that are good, and I'll play them, see if they're cool, and that's kind of just how it is, bro. Just
I
gotta
mean,
find them.
for me, I will. So I will look at stuff in game, and like I'll go on the trainer. The first thing that comes to mind is that it's not on the benchmark. I will need to look for something that goes for my specific issue or thing I want to focus on improving, either for me or for the person I'm coaching, right? A lot of it is like quote unquote scenario hunting. So like typing buzzwords about what you think about the situation, like blink or horizontal or micro, right? You can also like go on KovaaKs and sort stuff by newest or like newly created and go from there, right? Like I uploaded something called Smooth Click that was like a 180 floating heads basically. But yeah, I think scenario quote unquote hunting can help you a lot on like understanding what works or what could make you a better player, right? So I think it's not super important, but like that's kind of how you do it, and it would help with giving advice to other players.
One of the best players that I see in tracking is Hydro Boy, who was mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah,
And I'll go on a brand new scenario. I think it's fantastic. Hydro Boy is like, top 5 for that
always
scenario.
on it. Yeah,
He's
I had
played
the same thing.
so many scenarios, and I think it's a big part of what makes aimers so strong is their willingness to find different scenarios that are good.
100%. I think trying new things, trying variations of things. I don't think people sometimes dumb down on how like variety is super important on aim training. Like having one micro task, even if it's a different map or like whatever, or like a different build or spawn or like size, can still help a lot because you are trying to learn a pattern, like having variation will just speed that up by a lot. That's why I do those Valorant playlists where like sometimes it will be like the same type of playlist or type of scenario, just in a different setting. And then suddenly the player just improves a lot faster for some reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of why it comes down to that. Same shit for body gym. Yeah, it is. It's the same with music as well, because I used to play a lot of guitar. It's kind of the same perspective. It's also just what works for you. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
bro,
think
the 7 years of hard work you put in, bro. That's your genetics, bro. That's the only
no,
reason why
because
you
I
are where you're at. It's because your genetics,
I think
bro.
when I picked up Sha, and I introduced him to reception, I think he was like stuck playing 5 different versions of like Clover raw control to like get better.
Genetics.
Yeah. What a
How
time.
do
Bro.
you express yourself individually through your technique? Which part of your technique are you most proud of? Which took the longest to develop? And which are you most excited to keep working on?
Yeah, that's all you, bro.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to see that my technique is kind of, I don't know, it's talked about because I play on like ridiculous CMs. It's like 120 to 140.
I mean, it's also your
Um,
scores mainly,
yeah.
like the gap, you know?
I'd say I'm most proud of just being able to generate that much force. I think, especially on like wider wall scenarios where like I'm playing like 90 to 100 cm, I think it's really cool that I'm capable of like actually just like moving the mouse that fast, being able to reset and stuff. Like I really don't think there's too many other people that can replicate that. Genuinely. Um, I think that's probably what took the longest to develop, right? It would be like just the sheer power and like the amount of force generated. It's pretty fucking crazy. Like, and then which am I most excited to keep working on? In my opinion, I don't really feel like there's too much more to work on for me personally with my technique. I I mean maybe I'll get like a smidge better every time I play, but am I like getting marginally better every time, like every month? Not really. It's Jasper likes the gym a little bit too much.
Would you ever see
I'm a
yourself playing
bodybuilder,
other
so
scenarios or like close to static? So like maybe linear clicking,
no.
like grinding boss? No?
I only have fun playing static. I don't. I've played the other scenarios, right? It's just there's no point. It's like a swimmer. It's like asking like a professional swimmer why he doesn't play baseball and why he'll never try baseball. And I
No,
don't
I get it.
understand
I
the
get it.
question. No, I know you get it because we talk about it all the time. But it's just like from like an outsider's perspective, it's just like you can keep asking me why I'm not playing tracking or like dynamic clicking or switching. It's just like I really just don't enjoy it, right? I'd have to start from the very beginning, and it's just like why would I like pick that up now when I don't even want to? So I'd say
That's a really good thing to say because I feel like sometimes, at least for me, like people will like force you to play a category you don't even want to play, or even a scenario of that subcategory you don't even enjoy playing, else you're not a quote unquote good or complete aimer. Which like has like it has truth to like some part of it, but it doesn't define who you are as an aimer or person.
Can I shift that question to Snak?
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
especially like what you're excited to work on, like watching from a distance, like how impressive that's like your Silk Complete run was. Uh, I'm curious, like what if you'd be willing to share it off if you're not like where you want to head, maybe six months down the line. Are you interested in, especially like competing if there's like lands or like more like aim lab type competitions too?
Yeah, that's honestly my goal. I do want to compete. I do want to make an impact on the community. For specific goals, like I'm known a lot for being Silk Complete, but I've done a lot more outside of Visco's benches that I just don't market as much because that's like, bro, not gonna lie, like, bro, a lot of people just be sniping and shit. I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
get off my dick. But like, like, I have done like a lot of different things. Like on Monarchs and Hisku's original tracking benchmark, I'm number 1.
Wow.
I was the first Electron Complete for Anima Micro back in like December or something.
I remember seeing that.
That's awesome.
That's where I know
Yeah.
you from.
Aimers Static, I'm Cherubim. Seraphic Complete, Aimers Dynamics BTS. Probably gonna get Cherubim Complete on those whenever I play them again. Just a lot of like different things. I try to expand my bag, I guess, and play more things. But currently, I'm working on like Viscos S2, going for Eclipse Complete. I think I have like 7 scores right now, 7 Eclipse scores. And technique-wise, I just want to get better. Like I don't know, I don't really express myself in technique. I kind of just express myself in skill, in just trying to be as like good as possible, basically.
Awesome.
Okay.
cool. Well, if there's any other questions related, unrelated that anybody wants to ask, do it now probably, and then
Especially if
we
it's Valorant
can-
related, because
Yeah, I'd rather just rip through that quick so we can get onto the VODs.
I can actually I'll just stream it. Hold on. Let me get the.
Okay. Wait,
I'm gonna
what's
get to Polish at
DM's
some point
boot camp
anyway.
first, bro?
Why do you say it so submissive?
Die.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me go on. So, I have worked with some players in the scene. So, other than actually making Valorant playlists, I also do some coaching on the side.
I'll be right back.
And I wanted to show something I'm doing and what like kind of my end goal is for the community. So, I'm gonna be straight up, guys. It's better than before, but right now, Aimcom doesn't have the best scene or like view, especially on Twitter. When it comes to in-game, even recently with like the some people that play Aim Trainer and Overwatch, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to like, you know, steer anything, but I think my goal is pretty simple. I want to make sure people can actually like learn to use a tool that's meant to make them better instead of, you know, force themselves out of not playing an aim trainer and then flexing they don't use an aim trainer when that's like I feel like that's like kind of next level stupidity on my end because like you're flexing not taking care of your health and getting a good score when it doesn't impact the out. I don't know. Actually, you know what I mean. It's not really something I would boast about even if I did that. You know what I mean? It's kind of an ego. It's ignorant. Yeah, 100%. It just means you could have gotten faster if you were to do the right tools. So my goal for now is to put a better name for the AIM community in terms of what we can provide to players on a better scale. I think Voltec M does an insanely good job at that, but it does feel limited sometimes to the public. And I think pro players know how valuable aim coaching can get. However, the public eye or like social media, like Twitter or anything else, seem to have like a blind eye when it comes to that. So I'm gonna show you guys a doc I made. This is from a singular session. This was with the IGL from Nova, and they just won their first seed. This was a few weeks ago when I did this. And at some point, I do want to publish this document when I've done more sessions, but it's very like, okay, I want to start by saying it's very inspired by Minigod or Boltec Amped. I've also like done Minigod, kind of read through it, and he said it was okay. So I'll look at how I go about aim coaching in general, right? So my goal with this document is to make someone that doesn't play aim trainer or has heard of aim trainer would load up Twitter, read the document, you know, click on it, and be like, oh, okay, maybe I should try the aim trainer, you know, because like I'm gonna be really honest, 99% of the time, a Valorant player will load up KovaaKs, go on Voltec website, try benchmarks, has bad existing habits, plays, and then exaggerates those bad habits, and then just gets worse, right? This is like a very common trope, or they'll call aim training cope because they're not seeing improvement out of it, or they're getting worse because they're not really fixing their bad habits or don't know how to. So that's kind of the goal for me, to make sure it's just like more included. Anyway, right? I'll go about stuff that's like talked about. So I made this for their manager because it was kind of asking me for like a write-up for stuff. And I'll say, hey, I need 2 VODs. I'll write down stuff here. Also, the terms I use, so I do have a slight issue with labeling stuff or trying to put a term behind what I'm trying to explain. I feel like that's kind of hard sometimes. I don't know, Surf, if you can kind of relate to that, but like when you try to explain stuff or speak your mind on how you see things, trying to put it under a name or label can sometimes be pretty difficult or sometimes the wrong term even.
Yeah.
Not the
Definitely.
easiest time. So if you see spelling mistakes, I apologize in advance, right? But this is like an example of his in-game performance, right? Pretty okay, not that great at confirming, right? And he tends to like speed up his micro by a shit ton, right? So this kind of goes to like dynamic micros or like static clicking in general as well, right? It just kind of go hand in hand on his issue. Then he also had this issue of like overcorrecting, so that would go back to like tracking. Yes, the player is in his field of view here, and in general, he just has a very bad rushing habit, right? So I go on KovaaKs and I'll play simple scenarios where their issue gets highlighted a lot more. So he's playing like an horizontal tracking task here where the target blinks. Most of the time the player will like over flick or over react towards the target. I'll explain them how it works, and then we work on like fixing that habit they have, right? Same thing with clicking here. This is like star clicking to targets. He will struggle with like quote unquote confirming his micro because he keeps trying to rush or keep a certain tempo. So now that you've gotten that out of the way, you can replicate the issues the player has in game onto KovaaKs. Now, why is that so important? If a player can't see or can't understand what he's doing wrong, it's hard for him to improve or see any point of playing. So that's kind of where like I seem to thrive in when it comes to coaching, is giving a player a better self-understanding or like being able to translate it well in game or knowing why they're playing a certain task. That said, I don't think they're replacements for benchmark. I think it's something more in between. I think playing benchmarks right away is usually more harmful than good for new players. And maybe that's a hot take, but
I agree with that.
yeah,
Lou
I
in the
do think,
chat.
especially if they're like the higher rank they are, usually the more harmful it is. And of course, it's going to differ per player, but I'm telling you guys, if you ever watch a Valorant player hop on KovaaKs for the first time and they're like Immortal or Radiance, and I thought it was just me at the time, but it's very common for them to be like Bronze. Like, very common. So, I'm glad we have a lot of YouTube videos now, like Surf makes content. We have like, there's a lot more content than it was back then, right? Compared to 2 years ago. Speaking of content, holy shit. Ooh, the god himself. That's
Lou?
actually funny, bro.
The King Lou?
Lou just
Bro.
calls in, bro.
I've been mentioning you, Lou. It's inspirational, bro.
That's good. I'm not gonna put this document on Twitter yet because I still want to do like one or two more sessions with this guy. But I'll talk about like AD strafe movement, right? How to like make sure this guy's still microing after his flick and doesn't like get stuck into his pad. Talk about linear clicking or click timing in general. How to use your crosshair, how to place it next to the crosshair. I think Lou has a really good video on linear clicking. But I'll go about all that, and then we'll play like a simple scenario like this one, like 1-on-1 target. He said this is a scenario he likes playing, and he wanted to get better, and he could see his technique like not be that great. So you could call this a reflex or static scenario. Sorry, I'm like, okay. But basically, you can kind of see like how he kind of drags his flick all the time. And he tries to do this method that's on YouTube or used by other people out where they will slow their micro down by like a lot and separate their clicks instead of blending them. And here is the same person 30 minutes later on the same scenario with a way better flick technique than before. Right? That's a big difference in terms of in-game performance. So that's kind of all I do, I'll be honest. Like it's not too much, I guess.
I like that a lot.
But I'm just trying to put this on the map. That's all I'm trying to do. The end goal is just to like have a lot of AIM community members just being able to help players out who are new without this like language barrier wall we seem to have with players. So that's the
Yeah,
goal.
that's a really important vision, and I like how you connect the value of the task that you're training for with like the in-game scenario that it represents. I think there's a like you said, just
Oh, yeah.
the barrier, the language barrier between the two, making things more clear is great, great, great goal.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
The
That sums it
VODs.
up.
Is it VODs time?
Yeah. Did
Thank
you
you,
want
sir.
to screen share that for us, Wapaam?
Why me?
Oh, 'cause I've been doing it the whole fucking time, bro.
It's your class, buddy.
Oh shit.
You guys are awesome for staying as long as you have. I appreciate.
Exactly, like what?
I'm collecting interest. No problem. No biggie, bro. Working that double time. Okay, well, I'll fucking screen share it then, okay. I'm just doing the 1 cent, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Cool.
If we have repeat type scenarios or
Yeah,
easier,
don't worry.
yeah,
It's because yeah, it'll kind of be like the same
yeah.
advice technique, you know. So, all right. Well, immediately off the rip, I don't recommend having a PD bar for static. It causes anxiety and nerves. I don't think it's beneficial in any scenario, in my opinion. The this like the UI and stuff should be a little bit smaller. Put this maybe in the corner. Get rid of the scenario name, and then change the theme. You gotta change the theme. It's more important than people think. And let me hear the sound too. Yeah, you gotta optimize your sounds too. It's very small, and you wouldn't think it makes sense, but it matters a lot to your overall performance. Having an optimized theme, sound, UI. Don't play with music. I play with ambience noise. So if you want to
What?
consider that to be music, you can, but nothing with vocals. Never listen to anything with vocals, as it takes away from focus. All right, I'll let
Not
this
even
play
slowed
out.
reverb.
No.
I'm sorry. I just
Like fuck.
Nice.
21 seconds. 21 seconds. All right, let's see. Okay. So immediately, you want to force underflicks. As much, yeah, classical music is also extremely based. As much as you possibly can, force an underflick, as it's going to speed up your confirmation in your micro. It just looks like you're like, almost like you're being like too aggressive with your flicks. Like you're just like kind of like throwing your mouse around rather than like having a plan and like moving from like line to line. I think you need to slow it down a little bit before you start pushing speed and like really try to like refine your technique before you like push any sort of speed. So like you see how it kind of looks like a bounce, like it's like a flick bounce. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it looks like a bounce. Like there's an added movement at the end. It should just be like a flick, like a one smooth motion. And when targets are closer together like that, as you just saw, it should be killed faster. Like you should be speeding up versus something from like this target to that target. It should be sped up. So learn to like kill targets more efficiently. Like all that was one pace, but when the targets are close together like this, it should be like a bang bang and then ba bam, and then you'd flick over here if this target spawned and then ba bam. But everything is one pace, so you're never going to be able to push your overall speed because everything is being killed at the same pace, right? You see there, you're speeding up a little bit, but it should still be faster.
It looks
And
like they're on
another thing is-
glass.
And another thing is too is like kind of the thing I was telling you about with like the visualization with the peripheral vision thing is having a plan of where you want to go and what would look the most optimal way to go before you even kill this target. Like before you even kill this dot here, you should be thinking where you want to go next and where a dog could spawn to like optimize the easiest pathing to where you can kill the most targets efficiently without any misses. So let me see if I can find an example of like what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, for example, like you went up for whatever reason instead of just like going down and getting the easy kill. Like you forced this like wide like top left adjustment when you could have just like farmed down here. Like you could have just went down here, you know what I mean, and played down here a little bit. Because the like this movement of like moving your wrist down to the right is so much easier than like flicking back like up here, right? And now there's no spawns, so now you're gonna have to force another like faster adjustment down here or like up here. And so you went up here again versus like you'd go over here and then play this on a horizontal plane. It just allows you to kill targets that much more efficiently and faster. See, that's good. That's all good right there. This is all looking a lot better. Okay. So, I would say optimize pathing a little bit better. Change your theme. If you want my theme and hit sounds, just DM me and I can send it to you personally. Try to get better at pathing, I would say, is the biggest thing, and understanding where you want to go before you kill a target. Have that visualization skill, and learn to speed up. Like maybe this is a good example of where like a cluster scenario would be good to play, so you can get better at like the burst clicks and like the quick kills when they're in like a set of 3 or a set of 2, so you can more efficiently kill these targets and move on, right? But near the ending, it was looking a lot better. But yeah, that'd definitely be something to work on. Next. Also, Wapaam, feel free to like,
Yeah.
add on to whatever I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I get your theme? Go ahead, react to this guy in KovaaK. Yeah, bro, I got you. Don't worry. I'll send it to you right after this. Fuck, I just lost the thing. Where the? Oh, here we go. I have to download this one. I have malware on my computer now. All right, what I'm noticing right away is I think your flicks need to be more explosive and less like a drag. Like, I think it looks like you're almost just kind of like moving from target to target and like kind of like just like one like fluid like swipe versus like an explosive flick from one to another. It's also hard for me to VOD wide wall scenarios because I don't really play them often. So it's kind of hard for me to give like my opinion on them. But I would say try to train more explosively. Rip Jasper, what happened?
The malware
Go
you
over
downloaded.
Jasper.
Wait, what happened?
You had to download this one, and I think said right before that malware.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got bugs on my computer now. Fuck, GG. The Bitcoin's being mined currently right now. I don't know, Snak, like, you'd probably have better input. I don't really play wide wall. Do you have any sort of any like glaring things that you're seeing?
Playthrough? Or just play real quick?
Yeah.
It's only been like 10 seconds in the VOD.
Like, it looks good, but I think it just needs to be faster, and the misses are really killing your overall pace. Like those like random misses you'll
pacing.
have.
The pacing is so like it's so static. Like, you know what I mean? There's no variable pacing.
Ups or, yeah. That's what I was saying. It almost just kind of looks like it's like kind of just like flowing through the scenario rather than like really like flicking hard and trying to like push fast. It just kind of looks like you're like kind of gliding through the scenario from target to target. It doesn't look bad though per se. Like, it looks like you're doing good. I just think those random misses that keep happening are really killing your overall pace. If you could like maybe get a little bit more efficient at like farming clusters, and like it's kind of hard to say clusters for this, but like targets that are spawned like a little bit more close together, that could probably bring up the overall pace, as well as like actively trying to make your flicks a little bit more explosive when you have to make those wide adjustments, and try to bring that ACK up a little bit, because I think those random misses are really killing you. Like, you'll like start speeding up to like 1520, 1530, and then like 1490, and like it keeps like going up and down, and like kills you those like random misses. So maybe bringing the ACK up a little bit too would probably be beneficial. But I'm sorry I can't really give more input on like that type of scenario. I don't really play it much, so let me see.
Oh, Callan. The goat.
That's my goat. I put Callan on aim labs back then, I remember. Oh. Any other VODs?
Yeah. I have to individually go through each one, bro. So it's like.
Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
Good scenario choice.
It's from the best, bro. Theme and crosshair too.
Is this Kian?
It is Kian.
Could tell.
Cleaning up those overflicks, definitely beneficial to overall pace. I know you're on glass too, so playing extra small dots on glass is obviously just like it's like a no-go for me, but I don't. Yeah, right there.
We get a VOD in? Yeah, go get it.
You miss that target and you try to go back and kill it again. Never do that. You always treat a miss as if you killed it and flick immediately to the next target so you don't hinder your pace.
Noted.
Never ever try to kill a target twice if you miss. Never do that. It kills your pace. Never do that. You always treat a miss and static like it never happened. You hit your target, you just go next. Is that a hiccup in the thing, or did you pause? I think you did it again there. Yeah. You see, you almost spend like almost like a full like second and a half just trying to kill that one target. Where like you miss that shit, you're immediately just flicking down here. Immediately. Don't you spent way too long trying to kill that. That was good. Yeah, it'd just be cleaning up those overflicks, not killing or trying to kill a target after you miss it, and maybe cleaning up the ACK a little bit. So maybe starting with something like 1 roll 3 targets square, which is like a bigger dot scenario, but they only spawn in the top corners and the sides. So it forces the spawns in the outside, gets used to those wide adjustments so you're more prepared for something like this. That would probably be the most beneficial. And I know you're on glass, so it's a little bit tricky too to play extra small dots on glass. Let me see.
dun, 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 dun. Oh,
So immediately what I'm noticing is you're waiting for them to blow up a little bit too big before you flick to them. Try your absolute best to like take advantage of these like small flicks, even when they're small. You never want to prioritize the biggest target in a pressure scenario if you're trying to push for pace and score. You're going to need to make those risky flicks where it's going to be a big target to a tiny target. I see, like even like I just think you're waiting too long to react. You're kind of waiting for them to blow up a little bit. But that would be a good skill to get used to, is just trying to kill, like trying to farm them while they're small even, instead of waiting for them to get bigger. And maybe it's taking you a little bit too long to confirm, so working on like confirmations. Like it looks like you're almost hesitating a little bit when you're already on the target. Like you should just be clicking, but like you're like almost hesitating like an extra second to like make sure you're on it. And like see, like right there, I would have went here first. So you go boom, 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 boom. That's such an easy like path to do. You just go bang, 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 bang. Right? It's literally just like a Z. And that will like speed up your score just by that much more, right? Because you're able to kill targets more efficiently and faster. Adds your overall hit count at the end. See right there as well. There, you'd go like bang, bang, and then bang.
oh, you fucking coaching. I'll go bang, bang, bang. Yo, what?
Thank you, bro. Right there as well. You can like burst click the ones that spawn inside of each other, especially if you notice them. Like right there, you can burst click that. But for overall pacing, I would say try to get more comfortable with farming them when they're small if they spawn close together. That's like a big thing for pressure. A lot of people wait for them to blow up and then they aim for the biggest target because it's like visually the biggest thing on the screen, so their eyes are automatically attracted to it. And obviously it would be like the easier thing to kill, but you want to try to get efficient at killing them when they're in clusters. And something that can help with that is like shim pressure micro, I think is good, or like something like shim cluster, where it's like it's pretty much like a small square with like 6 extra small dots, and you got to farm them efficiently. That could be beneficial. Why don't 5 target? I already did that. Let's see.
Shim pressure micro. What about shim pressure micro reverse? Just becomes a speed clicking scenario.
You can better be this one with him.
No, I can't. Let me. It's not loading.
It's not loading. Good now.
I'm watching. I am watching. This is 7 TS pressure, bro. This is not shim pressure.
I didn't say shim pressure.
Oh. Oh, I guess color change on pressure.
Ooh.
Yeah, immediately
Ooh.
I wouldn't like. I would just use like a default theme for static with like gray or white walls with black targets. No
Oh, I don't
PVR,
mind if he's
obviously.
using a color change. I know Salzy does it a lot, but like on
I
pressure,
know, but the more visual like things you have going on, the less
visual clutter,
focused
yeah.
you are gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you'll like
taking
process it
away from
slower.
focus. Like the more inputs you're forcing into your brain, the worse you're gonna
No.
process speed at.
I feel like that becomes way more detrimental the higher you are. So like for you example, but
I don't know, but even like the walls are like messing with my eyes already. With like everything else going on as well. It's just
yeah. I mean, you could try to do gray walls and like maybe very, very dark purple targets to where they're almost black if you really
Yeah.
want to have those colors.
I think you're pretty much playing the entire scenario like you're trying to catch up because
Oh yeah, it's actually way too high for this scenario, I'll be honest.
yeah, like it almost looks like you're only going for like I said earlier, like you're only going for the big targets. Like there's so many clusters here that you could just be efficiently farming, but you're still only going for the big ones. That means like all these ones are gonna be blowing up, and you're pretty much gonna be forced to like flick hard to the bigger ones, which is gonna take away from your overall pace. Like right there, for example, like look at right here. This is like a huge cluster farm, which like you do, I guess that's good. But it almost just looks to me like you're playing catch up the whole scenario. Like see like right there. So I think, like I said earlier, just get good at farming clusters, and like scenarios that are good for that for pressure specifically would be like shim, pressure, micro. It gets you used to being able to like burst click and kill like targets when they're still small and not fully blown up yet. The steam is making me sick. GG. Yeah, the colors are messing with my eyes, and I'm old as fuck. So
Oh
I'm
shit,
getting,
I
like,
pressed
nauseous.
enter.
Okay. Why is everyone on glass? This is killing me.
Oh my
It's so
god.
good. It is so good. I'm kidding.
He just fucking paused the video because you got him upset.
Paused? Is it frozen?
No, no, no. When he said it, he paused for like a second.
Oh, I think I should make sure the screen share was good.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, see, like
I
right
don't like the
there
4.
too. Like I was saying, is you gotta
That's
try to
fine.
speed up when they're close together. I know it's kind of awkward at first getting used to it because it can fuck up your pace when you try to do like dynamic pacing, but you gotta try your absolute best to like kill those targets faster when they're close together like this. I mean, this should just be like an easy farm and then into the wide adjustment, or if target spawns closer here or here, then you go to that. But try to not make it a static pace. And maybe plan a little bit higher FOV so you can see more of the map, so you can really work your peripherals, so you can have a better plan before you go into it. Because like when you're down here, you can't really see what's going on up here, right? So if you kill these two, come up here, you don't see anything down here, like you're gonna be forced to RNG flick up here just to like a random spot. That's why I always advocate for higher FOV on scenarios like this, where there can be RNG flicks involved. So you can already have a plan thought out before you're going into the actual kill.
Actually has joined. Avenger has just joined the call and asked if actually is the most important thing in static.
No. Starting off, yes, but that's for technique building purposes, right? Foundation, you want to build off that.
My
Jackson
only
Kuro,
criticism.
what VOD was that? Also, I'm sorry if I'm like giving bad advice. I'm so zapped right now. I'm like low energy as fuck, but what level do you think someone is past starting skill level in static? I mean, I guess that's just technique bound and probably benching yourself on certain scenarios and benchmarks, right? Like master. Mm, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a bit ahead of like starting skill level though. I feel like when you start to get like really good at static, it's like Nova. Like that's like when you're like when you understand things. Like
Oh,
that's when
see,
like
I said the
everything's starting
same
to
thing.
click. Because anything below, it's like, you know, like maybe there's still like a lot of things you need to work on. But like once you consistently hit Nova scores, that's probably like where it's at.
Nova season 5 or Nova season 3? I think season 5.
Season 3 is the worst score benchmark ever, because like Celestial is like, in my opinion, like maybe even
Oh,
Astra at that.
I just remember how much Clover used to meme it, but that's about it. Yeah, yes, that mini god did say that. The mini god did say that.
Yeah. No,
Jade in
100%.
black.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah, I don't
He said
really
as a
think
joke,
those
but it's
scores
still
are
funny.
proper.
He said as a joke, but I think it's still funny to say. It's like reading it is like crazy. I don't know.
But to answer your question, John, yeah, I think overall you just need to get more efficient at farming the clusters, and because like to me it just looked like you were playing catch up the whole time, like you were like forcing yourself to like have to adjust those like blowed up dots already versus just like kind of like flowing through scenario at a good pace, efficiently farming like even like the dots when they're smaller, so you don't have to worry about them growing. But yeah, I would recommend playing like scenarios where the kind of like it's like a little bit zoomed out, like the shim pressure micro, where you're basically forced to farm the dots when they're at their smallest in order to get like a decent score. So I feel like that could be beneficial. I'm gonna be real, never changing FOV or sense for a score. I mean, I don't even know what you want me to say to that. Like, so you're gonna play one FOV and one sense for every single scenario in the game? I don't understand. Okay. Fair enough then, bro.
And Surf and Jude, you guys mentioned having like a mini coach session with 2 players, right? Like or up and coming, if I understood it right.
Oh yeah, just
Also, Caspin
recognizing.
in chat. Yeah.
Like you want like people we've seen in the community, like give them a show basically. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
more or less.
Oh,
like
okay.
that was kind of
Like
at
people
the
that I see grinding type
when
thing?
we were waiting on everybody to fill in. One of the questions I asked was just like within the community, people that you see grinding, maybe having explosive growth or
Okay.
playing with a unique style.
Okay, sorry. I thought you meant like call them up as in like bring them into like the call. But,
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
No, it's okay. I just misheard. I mean, yeah, Cyclone's a
At the
very good
same time.
example actually, and he's here. I think he's almost like he's grinding for Sherbum complete, I think, in the Aimers static benches, and his growth has been pretty extreme. Like he's really adapting quick. So I'd say he's a pretty good shout. I really don't keep up too much in the community. I don't really interact much. Like this is my first time ever doing something like this.
So emo.
So
Like a year ago, one of the maybe like a year and a half ago, one of the people that I saw like really climbing hard was Lemon, and I think like now he's basically celestial level, right?
I would say he's like a solidified player now.
Yeah,
100%.
that's awesome.
I do see him kind of bad talking himself though a lot on his VODs, and I
Really?
really don't understand that. Almost every VOD is saying something like "I'm not good enough" or
This
"Look
should
how
be
shit
better,
this is."
stuff like that.
I
Yeah.
really don't understand that because these are like top 5 scores, and people from the outside seeing that, I don't think it sets a good example in my opinion.
I agree.
I do love the guy though. He's a chill guy, you know what I mean? No drama or anything, but I really don't think that should be something that's commonly done in the community because it doesn't make sense.
When you're a top player, you have eyes on you for sure, and I think that does set a standard for, if somebody at top 5 isn't happy with their scores, says that their scores are bad, then how should I feel about my score at
right, exactly.
XYZ?
And like it just makes it so much more demotivating for the people that are really actually trying to grind to that type of level because he's hitting like consistently top 10 scores in like pretty much every static scenario. So
yeah,
I just never talk down on yourself. You always got to be, just never be too hard on yourself. Like all this shit takes so much time. It takes infinite time. But
So,
yeah. Besides that, I mean, I don't really keep up too much with the community, so I don't really know too many people. But I've seen Cyclone's VODs. He's going crazy recently, so that's some good shit.
It's
And
DM
obviously,
thought for
it's
here.
also hard for me to like talk about like static people in specific, as like it's probably the least popular category. Like no one really like I don't really know too many like static main grinders. So yeah, I mean,
I don't know. There's some
I wish
stinker
it,
categories out there. Evasive TS probably
yeah.
didn't have anybody.
I just wish it had more like popularity, because even like for like the aim labs events or something like that, you'll never see a static one, right? Like very
Static, the
very
most
rarely. It's
pushed
always like some
category.
speed switching or some tracking or dynamic. It's just so static. It gets no love.
That'd be
And
very,
it just
very fun to
sucks.
watch.
I know, right? And it just feels like I don't know. It gets no love from the community. People just consider it to be like a waste of time, and it's usually because they're not good at it, so they kind of just like throw it to the side, which is, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I definitely love to see more people grinding static and it getting a little bit more community shouts and love for sure, especially within like KovaaKs and aim labs hosting some like, you know, tournaments or, you know, something like that. But
Yeah, left us.
Yeah, I think more like category specific tournaments could be so fun. And it's a kind of like a deeper conversation about like respect for specializations. There are a certain like there some people don't respect just like pure specialization, which is really unfortunate.
no.
But I think that
That
it would be
is
really fun to see like smoothness tournaments or specific speed tournaments, static, etc.
100%.
Right.
That would probably be more fun to play in or watch rather than I don't know.
Yeah, even just like a it sounds stupid, but like even like an Olympic type thing where like, you know,
Yeah.
not everyone's an all-arounder. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like that is too hard to put that much time. Because if I put that much time into everything like I did static, I'd have to have like 8,000 to 10,000 hours on KovaaKs. So it's like
That's where Maddie is now, I think.
Why are
exactly,
we shooting
right?
shots
And
at
he
the
also has like 3-4 can aim labs too. So it's like, holy shit! Like I don't have that much time. But yeah, it's like if you're like a javelin thrower also competing in the 100-meter run while also doing like shot put while also doing high jump, it's like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It'd be really cool to see like the best of the best compete in their own categories, because the competition would just be crazy, and I think that would just bring in so many more different players and viewers, and I think it'd be really healthy for the community. But
I fully
sadly,
agree.
it's usually just some all-around slop scenarios with like some random shit going on, and like the same few people kind of compete the same few times, and it's usually the same winner. But yeah, I mean, it'd definitely be cool to see some specific stuff.
Can you look at Caspian's Saudi sent earlier in chat? I can tag again.
It is wide vault. I don't really want to do wide vault, bro, because I don't play it. If you, like I said, if
bro,
Snak or you
just
have a
do it.
better input, I mean, go. I mean, if you want to screen share too, go for it. But like I
I
said,
can screen share, but like I don't fucking play.
I don't play wide vault either, so I don't really know what to. I'm just gonna kind of say the same thing. I mean,
I
Snak, you're probably have more playtime in wide vault than I do, so you let me
Bro,
know what you
I think wide wall's my worst category in static. I don't play that shit.
Yeah, it's probably my least played.
GG. Draco.
All right, first
That's
advice:
Yola.
take all that shit off your screen, bro.
I think you're pathing outwards too much. Probably path inward in like cluster farm. Like it looks like you're kind of just going along the outside a little bit too much, and that's probably slowing you down a little bit, because obviously the wider the adjustment is, longer time is gonna take to reach target. But if you can like try to path inwards a little bit more and farm the clusters, like see right there, you're kind of went like around the outside rather than kind of going in the inside and farming what's in here. Like even if you just get like a spot where like you can farm like 2 targets like consecutively, even if it's like right here, like just go for it. Like see right there too, you went kind of like outside instead of like kind of going up and farming the targets that are closer together, which will speed up your overall pace. This just looks a lot better, like near the end here. But yeah, just like fixing like those like minor things. It's like pathing, stuff like that.
Oh.
Basil's here.
Let's see.
Is that a bullet? Sorry.
What?
No, it's just like fun.
Looks like you're playing with high graphics in KovaaK, so I turn all the shit down because it affects input latency. So turn that shit to the lowest you possibly can. So it looks like you have like shadows and everything on. I think the biggest thing is just like shaky micros. I don't know if you're applying too much tension to the mouse or not enough, but it just looks like when you land, there's like too much shakiness present. And if that wasn't there, you'd be able to speed up your confirmation and click so much faster.
Does your natural grip have that much flexion in your wrist?
So it looks like it's almost like lockout when you land, and like you're like kind of like shrug fingertip with lower tension. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you could, maybe try to mess around with tension a little bit, and see if that can help with your landings. But it looks like your actual flick looks good, like your explosive, like your initial. But it looks like when you land, because of the shakiness present, there's hesitation, which takes an extra few steps to confirm. So I would say if you can mess around with the tension a little bit and try that, and you can even send me the VOD personally too. I can check up on it for you. But definitely mess around with that and just see. But like overall, like technique looks pretty good. Like in terms of like your actual like capability to flick. I don't do this in tracking.
Next person, bro. We got our song. We got X. Oh, full shot. What do you think about this scenario, actually? I'm curious.
I mean, I like it, but it's a hard scenario.
Yeah,
But I think it's good for training purposes because it's pressure,
100%.
but the dots don't blow up quick. So you're forced to like kill the dots while they're smaller, which punishes you if you're not accurate.
Fuck.
Bless you.
Thank you. Probably after the entire call and stuff, I don't know if you and Jude can make like playlists together from the call. Or like topics talked about. Doesn't even have to be like a huge playlist, like 5 scenarios probably. Do enough. Because like I'm guessing a lot of people that don't really play static or are new to static will probably watch the video or recording or stuff like that.
Yeah, the three two target scenarios that Jasper mentioned about an hour or two ago, I think
Yeah,
are very important. I'm personally gonna invest in those.
it's good. I don't like this scenario.
It's just a benchmark scenario.
Oh, this one's decent. It's hella hard on the low.
I think one, your crosshair is too small. And what a small crosshair is going to do is it's going to make you have to think harder, like when you land and if you're on the target. versus like if you're playing on like Z+1 at like 0.9, it's going to cover the target fully, but it's still not too big to where it's like in your face for something like extra small. And I think because of that, it's taking you too long to confirm when you flick. Versus like if you're like Z+1, you can definitely just like fly through the map a lot faster. But treat extra small like you would regular sized dots. Don't like go slower just because the dots are smaller. You still want to try to push pace as fast as possible when being explosive. Force under flicks always, which like you're doing a really good job of, I can say. And then obviously just like farming clutches more efficiently. Like I said, for the other ones, it's just like static pace for like majority of the scenario. There's no speed ups when the targets are closer together, which is just hindering your overall score and pacing. Which like I've been noticing a lot with like players that play on like claw, like severe, like hard claw or like fingertip. I just don't think they have enough like tension applied to the mouse to be able to like flick fast. And it more so just looks like you're kind of like gliding through the scenario. So I'd say like maybe messing around with like grip style is like it could be beneficial for you on static. I know the Lycan is a bit hard to palm because I have one myself, and it kind of forces you to like claw.
I love this new mouse I bought, bro.
Isn't the tension for flicking generated from the forearm?
Mm.
I'm talking about tension applied to your mouse, which would be your overall like contact points on your mouse, right? Which is why I was telling you that I hold mouse 2 throughout the entire duration of my runs. It allows me to evenly disperse it throughout my entire mouse versus just like certain spots. But yeah, it's for stability purposes. So you're basically allowing yourself to generate as much force as humanly possible, especially on the sense that I play at, so I can flick with like max stability. No worries, bro. I definitely think it's something that you should try out. I think everyone should try it, especially in static, because it's a good tool to utilize. Not too many people like, because it's just like I said, it's just like frowned upon. They hear the word tension and it's just like fear mongered that like you need to be like holding your mouse like as lightly as
I'll
humanly
be honest,
possible,
bro.
and
Like that whole tension thing, I feel like it's just misunderstood because of how people take it from social media than to their own interpretation of it. I think the person that
that's what I
started
mean. They
about
listen to
tension
one
management is
person.
like,
That's
yeah,
that's all it is. They listen to one
no,
person
but they
say
just
it,
take it
and
the
then
wrong
they
way
just
as well.
regurgitate it to everyone,
Yeah.
right? And
There's a
Yeah.
lot of bad resources on tension.
yeah,
Oh, don't get me started. Shit's wild.
But
yeah. X, I think just try out maybe a little bit more tension in your mouse so you can produce a faster flick from target to target. I think that's what's hindering you a lot here. It's just your flicks just aren't fast enough, I think. And it's holding you back. So if you can try to flick faster and like I said, like mess around with the grip style and tension stuff.
Yeah, I agree with Cyclone. I don't think they're worth mentioning or looking at right now, though.
Yeah, no worries, bro. And like I said, you can always DM me too. I don't mind helping out.
Our song, the
I can't
GOAT.
tell if this is done on like a higher FOV or not.
It looks like 108.
But UI layout, the theme is good. 109? Okay, good man.
Damn, I got close.
Yeah,
Fuck.
okay, so like I said there, it's kind of like you never want to try to hit a target after you miss. And it's pretty much like an instant reset, especially on like a scenario like this, because it's not like you can just like flick to a target over here. You're doing a literal full vertical flick into like nothingness space up here, trying to guess where it is. So this is like a restart simulator scenario, in my opinion.
Sure.
It wouldn't hurt lowering your sense a little bit too. It looks like you're a little bit too shaky. Could just be a tension thing as
What?
well, though. Yeah, so your explosiveness is good. I think what's holding you back though would probably be your shakiness. I think that's present, especially from going line to line. Like your flicks from target to target are good, but they need to be cleaned up a little bit. Like especially right there. Like let me see if I can slow it down a little bit. Go back. You see what I mean? Like if you can try to refine that as much as possible to where it's just like clean lines from target to target versus like that. You see like it kind of like went on like an arch because you kind of didn't know which target to go for. That's why like the whole thing about like having like a path and like a plan before you kill the target, just so you're never going to have like a hiccup like that. Like you wouldn't even like think to go for that target that like goes like up there. It's just having like that clear, concise path laid out before you even go to kill the target is going to be like a good show. And then, yeah, I mean, underflick's looking good. I don't really see any too like prominent overflick issues. And then it would literally just be about like refining that flick, line from target to target, which speed up your overall pace. Cleaning up overflicks. Okay, so play like this is like something maybe as well like a cluster scenario could do. You just want to force underflicks as much as possible. So like really try your best to like even if you have to like lower your sense a little bit, but like force underflicks, because by having to do an overflick, like it lands you like way out here, and then it just takes that many more movements to get you back onto target. You know, micro, then confirm, then click. Versus like an underflick, all you have to do is just like that small micro and confirm. Versus having to do like another adjustment back to the target. I think there's one more. Let's see.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably calling it because I'm like,
yeah,
starting to
thinking like 10.
and I have like I just no social.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is looking good. I like it.
Okay.
So suddenly I'm not tired anymore.
I mean, immediately, like the crosshair is just too small. It's just not beneficial for you. The theme, obviously, and the sounds, like you're literally in like a dopamine like suction system. There's just too many visual things going on, in my opinion, that like you can't even like focus on like what's happening. So I would obviously turn off the explosives, change the sound a little bit, because I mean it's just way too jarring. Theme too, I'd probably just change it up a little bit, especially like the color changing dots. I'm not really a big fan of that. I think it can be adding on to too many like visual cues for your actual aim, so I would turn that off.
Anyone else with thoughts before
I'm cutting it after this with him,
wrap up?
unless you want to do
Last
it, but
person.
We've almost made it to 4 hours.
yeah,
really
I'm
appreciate.
just I'm
What?
Two's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you
I
guys.
thought it was gonna be 3.
I was low key expecting like two to three. So the fact that you guys have stayed this long, it means a lot.
I mean, we all just enjoy aiming, bro. It's not really a business model. I don't know. Dude, I do get that question a lot. Some people think I'm full-time coaching. I'm like, no, bro, this is just a hobby. It's never gonna be like a
Yeah,
main
I mean,
career path.
that's where it's got to start. Is just passion for it.
Yeah. What does your ass even do? Depressed in my room.
There's so much shit going on my screen that like I can't really like see what's going on. But like,
It's like
definitely, bro, you gotta like change the crosshair because it's too small. Because like that'll make your eyes like have to focus harder, which is bad. Get rid of like the explosions first of all. That's just extra visual clutter for no reason. Also, it literally looks like you're playing on like 10 cm.
He is playing 10
I don't know what you're
cm.
playing on.
Yeah.
He's playing
This
10
is
cm?
like-
Yes.
It's actually played 10 CM.
That's
This
so
looks
fucking
like-
funny. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that's good to play on for like anything really. Like, there's no like
This
benefit.
looks like like
You're only
class.
asking to get like wrist issues down the line.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like
If
actually
you have
like
time.
really not good for you.
Yeah, I'll collect Dwarf. If you have time, I would definitely watch back the recording later because there's a lot of. I think almost every tip will apply to you. It's good to learn from. Okay, give me. Oh yeah, dude, you should do that. Static team. Share. Like to share a static team.
But yeah, I don't really know how to VOD this technically speak. Give a good crosshair, share your theme. This is what I use, bro. I would definitely try to say venture out on a different sense range. I know you said that you were pretty adamant on sticking with one sense and like one FOV for like your like journey, but
Yeah.
I definitely think it's going to hold you back overall for improvement. Even like in game stuff. I don't know if you play like 10 CM in game as well, but I think just for like overall learning purposes and like technique application and stuff, I definitely think it'd be beneficial for you to like maybe venture out and try like a different sense, even like a range, even if you want to do like 20 CM or something. I mean, what kind of aimer would I be if I can't master static on 10
Okay,
CM?
next fight. Nah,
But
it's all good.
it's just, you know what I
Relax.
mean? It's
Hold
just
your
kind of like a
horses.
cope though. Like,
It is cope.
why would you want to hinder yourself? You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want to like, that's like making life harder for you for no reason.
That's
I don't
cool.
really,
I mean,
I don't really understand.
you can watch
that.
the KovaaK later. Dwarf's probably good. The do you guys have playlist requests or something? Maybe Jasper can cook up something for Surf later or for the community.
Yeah, if it's cool, I'll watch back and look through some of the scenarios we recommended and make a small playlist like for Twitter or when I produce the VOD. If that'd be cool if I run it
Oh,
by you
100%.
guys. And it,
100%.
I mean, I'm kind of gonna emphasize that it doesn't need to be played as a playlist. It's just a compilation of important scenarios. Unless you guys think
100%.
there's a structure for it.
Probably not.
No,
Okay.
I'll send you though in DM, bro. Like maybe like
Yeah.
a personal list of like my favorite scenarios
Love it.
and kind of like the order that I would play them at.
Okay.
Because something I do is I'll start my sessions off. Like I don't really have like a structure on like what I like to play or whatever. It's just kind of like whatever day it is. Like I kind of just like I'll figure out something to do. But
Right.
I'll start with extra small always.
Okay.
And then I'll move on to like small dots or whatever, like for like my main task that day. But I'll always start with something like one wall 4 targets extra small reload, or like one wall 2 targets extra small reload, something like that, because it's going to force me to like really be engaged and get my arm moving, especially.
Yeah.
So that's something that will help me like later on when I go to play like something like, I don't know, maybe like one wall targets reload, for example, or like a one wall targets like small flicks or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I'll already be like so engaged that in the extra small that like the bigger DOS will feel so much easier and I'm able to go that much faster because I'm already like kind of like adapted to it.
Yeah. I really
so
like
I'll
that.
kind of like tell you like where to kind of put them in terms of like where I would play them personally, and then you can make plays from there.
Perfect. All right, thank you so much.
No worries, bro.
Is there anything else that we should say before we wrap things up?
Any last questions before closing off? Like conclusive questions?
Where can people find you guys specifically in terms of coaching, socials, anything with your journey? Is there anything that we can promote here at the end that would help what you guys are working
Follow
on?
Snackbox on Twitter.
Okay. Perfect.
No, but yeah, Snackbox stuff coming up. Jasper has his static coaching.
Okay.
I think that's probably the most beneficial for this call because it's static.
Do you book through like Twitter, or do you have like a specific website you use for people to go through?
It's just Twitter DMs or Discord DMs usually, bro.
Gotcha.
As for me, I don't know if I'm even like applicable here. I'll be honest, but like me and Jasper do work a lot together, especially recently. So if you want like static Valorant stuff, just DM Jasper or like you can let him know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Wapaam is more attack FPS focused, and I'm pretty much static fully focused. So if you're like attack FPS player, but you also want to benefit from like static, like something can get in the works there, it's probably beneficial for you to hit us up.
Awesome. Snak, are you coaching at all as well?
I
Or?
don't do any coaching, but
Uh-huh.
I do have a project in the works. I have a benchmark coming out, and I
Yes,
do
sir.
upload VODs and stuff on Twitter. So if you want to give me a follow on Twitter, Snak FPS, or you can DM me on Discord if you have any questions. I can answer anything about any category or whatever, peripherals, whatever. Just shoot me a DM. That's it.
Fantastic. Well, this has been really, really great. I really appreciate this. Everything's going to be going on YouTube, so hopefully it stands as one of like resources for people to look back on, review later. But I think that's everything here, so I'm going to wrap up the YouTube video here. And yeah, thanks everybody for asking questions, coming out, and joining the server. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so for your
Always,
time
bro.
and
Yep.
inviting.